Very good afternoon here from War Memorial Stadium. We've had 5 down, just 2 to go here. 3A and 4A state championships coming your way. First game here on Buzz 2 today as it's Mansfield and Fordyce in the 3A championship game. I am Josh Neighbors. Alongside me, it's the coach, Jim Withrow, Wes Moore, and then on the field, the fourth man of our crew is Trip Keeter. Also, Chris is back in studio on the ones and twos. All right, gentlemen. 26 wins between these two teams, just 1 loss. West, this should be a very fun game and fun offenses. We've got the traditional option flex bone style from Mansfield. Then the other way, Fordyce likes to vary it up a bit.
I see this as a game of who controls the line of scrimmage because Mansfield, that's what they're going to do. They got some big dudes. And then you have the athleticism of Fordyce, which wins out. We've seen it both ways in the first weekend. We've seen a big team like a Cross County use their size to get the victory. But then we've seen quicker teams like a Joe T. Robinson, not as big as Lakeside, but they use their athleticism and speed to win the game.
Coach, your thoughts about the two offenses we'll see, particularly your favorite, the flex bone.
Oh, yeah, this is going to – if you're a flex bone guy, this is a big day for you. We got Harding playing up at Cutsdown today, and then we've got Mansfield down here in the state championship game with Fordyce. Man, it all starts with Jubal Parks, the quarterback. Does a good job of directing that offense. And then their B-back, which would be their fullback, called the B-back in this option offense. Andrew Burton is a load, and he has had a tremendous year. I think, Wes, you said 2,200 yards. And watching him on film, very, very impressed with it. So this is a really good offense that Will Overton has, and it's going to be a lot to handle here for Fordyce.
We'll step aside and come back, set more up here from War Memorial Stadium, Fordyce and Mansfield in the 3A state championship game for football in 2025 here on Buzz 2. Well, Mansfield has had quite the offensive stretch on the way here. Since October 31st, they've scored 54, 80, 51, 50, and 48. They beat Salem 48-22 to earn their way to the state championship game. And, Coach, they've rushed for over 4,600 yards as a team this season.
Well, it's just a coaching staff that understands their players and understands their personnel, and it's and they've got the right guys to run this flexbone offense. That when you see all that stuff match up, that's when you're going to get these big numbers and big scores, and that's where they're at.
One of the reasons for those big scores, look at their captains. The captains for Mansfield, Xander Walters, Caden Orr, Logan Orr. Offensive linemen.
Yep.
Your 3 captains are offensive linemen from Mansfield, and they start 5 seniors across the board on that offensive line. That's going to be the story of this game. Keep an eye on that offensive line.
Absolutely.
Age and size are 2 great things to have up front for an offensive line. We'll step aside, come back, talk about those Fordyce Redbugs, and we'll hear from the 4th member of our crew, Trip Keeter, down on the field. Back here at War Memorial Stadium, the Fordyce Redbugs and the Mansfield Tigers. Fordyce, 13-1 on the year. They come in after an 18-13 victory over Boonville last week. Gentlemen, 4 of their last 6 games have been one-score games. But the thing for them, by hook or by crook, they've been getting the job done. And Wes, it's a balanced offensive attack for the Redbugs.
Yeah, we're going to see it today with Dardanelle. They've won a lot of close games. They got that clutch gene, and Fordyce, same thing. You know, they've had some narrow victories, overtime victory in playoffs, 2-point conversion last week, a little controversial ending to that game. But you know what? They found a way to win. And, Coach, you know, in close games, when you've done it before, that can pay off again.
Yes, this is a group that's been in the state championship game many times, and they won one recently. So this Tim Rogers is going to have his team ready to go, and we're about set, guys.
So Fordyce will kick off right to left across your radio. Mansfield will. The team in red is not the Redbugs here today. So Mansfield is in red uniforms. They've got white numbers, red pants with a white stripe down the side of it. They've also got red helmets with tiger stripes kind of across them. Imagine the Memphis Tigers jerseys, but just in red, not in blue. So you'll see that on their side, the other side. At Fordyce, all white uniforms. They've got, it appears to be, I think those are blue numbers, or red numbers. I can't really tell from this distance away, as this kick is going to be tipped.
What a
and
play.
that was an odd-looking situation on an onside kick. Mansfield says they have it, and they do. It looked like somebody jumped in the air, was able to keep the ball in bounds around the 40-yard line after the return. We'll get a look at this real quickly as the referees get together. And it's going to
wow, that is as good of an onside kick as you will ever see.
So it looked like the ball was kicked to the right side, and then Mansfield's number 7, Colton Moore, got on the end of it. He tipped it back inbounds. It had already gone the 10 yards, so he was allowed to touch it. He tipped it back in. The Fordyce players kind of froze.
They stopped.
And then Mansfield fell on top of it.
You almost felt like it was illegal. They probably felt like it was illegal touching or something like that. They didn't even move, and the Mansfield players were all over it. We're going to have a review here, guys.
Plays under review, so we'll send it down to the fourth member of our crew, Trip Keeter. Trip, did you get a good look at that onside kick?
Absolutely, and from where I'm standing, that looked like a pretty clean play. That was a great job. Who was that, number 7, Colton Moore? I mean, he just flew. He looked like a basketball player on turf out there, Josh. I think this is going to be Mansfield ball. That was an incredible play.
So the kick came from the near hash for us. It went basically far away from left to right. It got towards the sideline. Moore jumped in the air and tipped it down. And as you said, Wes, Fordyce kind of stopped, thinking maybe it had not gone long enough.
Well, they had stopped because they assumed the ball was going out of bounds.
Right.
So they were just watching the play, got caught watching. And the Mansfield player did a great job of just tipping it back in bounds. And one of the Fordyce guys just stood there watching it, and one of his teammates came in, dug down, and got it.
I'm trying to find the young man who kicked the ball. It was Daphne is what I'm trying. Daphne Smithson is the young man who kicked it.
Smithson.
About as good of an onside kick as you're ever going to get. He kicked it from the left hash to the right sideline. It's going to remain their
Mansfield
ball.
So excellent job. What execution off the rip. Our referees today, Joey Phillips, Matt Odom, Alan Stafford, Lance Pasco, Jeff Lewis, and Bobby Tillery. Game time temperatures 45. It feels a bit cooler than that. A lot of cloud cover here. Fordyce is in white uniforms. They've got a little black and red on the shoulder pad, white pants with a black stripe on the side, and also white helmets as well. Mansfield's going to work right to left across your radio dial. They take over from the Fordyce 39-yard line. Handoff goes up the middle. Nice carry and an early 8 yards up to the 32-yard line for Mansfield.
If they get that kind of push today, it's going to
be a long day for
really
Fordyce.
Nice right there.
Yeah.
Ethan Martin, the center. Cade Nord, the left guard. The straight dive to the left side with Andrew Burton right behind, right in the A-gap on the left side, fellas. Man, they look good up front.
As you mentioned, 5 seniors in the offensive line that come out in that flexbone set. 1 wide receiver to the left side of the formation. Snaps taken now. It's going to be a toss to the left side. And getting some space, moving forward across the 25-yard line up to about the 22. A solid carry there. Let's see who ended up getting the sweep, but nice job blocking.
Tight side, it was the right slot that came in motion, took a toss to the outside to the left, and nice blocking right there.
Sophomore Jeremiah Burton, Wes said before the game, hey, it's an odd mixture. You got a lot of seniors and sophomores mixed in, so a good portion of this group will be at Mansfield for years to come here, trying to find their first state championship. They'll send a man in motion, 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. A nice job snuffing this one out, a gain of only about 2 for Mansfield, and first man to the football was number 54, Kyle Randall, at the 18-yard line.
Michael Gamble also there to make the stop. You're going to hear Michael Gamble on offense for Fordyce and also on defense, one of their leading tacklers.
So now it'll be a 2nd down and 7. No score, 10:29 to go and counting here in quarter number 1. And whistles will come into the play. Flags will fly in. So it'll be a false start, says the referee, Joey Phillips.
Now, guys, if you're an option offense, the last thing you want is a penalty to back this up. On 1st down, they got 3 yards. That's what you want on 1st down, 3 to 4 yards, and kind of sets the series up. But, backing this up, now they're behind the chains, 2nd and 12.
Yep. Option offense, all about schedule, coach. If you're late for that first meeting, sets up your entire day wrong. That's kind of how the option offense can operate. 2nd down and 12 now. Man goes in motion across the formation. It'll be a straight dive, and this will get back most of that yardage they lost and a bit more. Fighting his way forward was Andrew Burton, the senior, and so he'll be down at about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, the first play they ran, they got 7. Second play they ran, they got 12. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, what they did right there was they brought the receiver to the right side. They brought him more and put him in a tight end. So you've got an unbalance to the left. Then they blocked down and kicked out with the left guard, Lade Norris. Nice little play off tackle.
So it's going to be a 3rd down and 5 here at the 11-yard line. Excuse me, at the 16-yard line. We'll check with the huddle. 9:30 to go in the game, in the first quarter, rather. Just started the game here. Snap taken now. Will be a toss that left side. Second time we've seen it. Burrowing his way forward towards the first down marker, but not gathering it, I think.
Nope.
That was Jeremiah Burton. So it'll be a 4th down and 1 at about the 12-yard line. They need the 11. Mansfield does here. They recovered onside kick on the kickoff and are in the red zone.
Going quick.
3A championship game. 4th down and 1. Oh, 2 men in motion and 2 men motion. The offensive line went. The quarterback stayed there and kind of slumped his shoulders. It's going to be a false start, and so it was kind of slow developing, Coach. It happened in slow motion.
Well, you got both slots going motion. They just had a mental mistake right there. They've decided to bring the right receiver. They've brought him over and put him in a tight end. So they've got an unbalanced set right there. It looked like that was the way they were going, but both receivers in motion.
So
or both slots, excuse me.
Yep, and now it's a 4th down and 6. Under 9 minutes to play in quarter number 1. Ball is spotted at the left hash at the 17-yard line of Fordyce. I formation, 1 wide receiver to the right side. It's going to be a toss play to the right. It'll be taken forward, spinning and trying to nestle his way forward to the 4th down line, the yard marker. That was Andrew Burton, but he's not going to get there. And so Fordyce holds on thanks to a couple penalties, and they're able to stop this Mansfield drive.
About 4th and 6, and you still run it. You have the confidence in your offense, your offensive line, that you're going to get 6 yards.
Well, they went unbalanced to the right this time, brought the extra man over and played him at the tight end on the right side. They went with the toss sweep, and I'm with you. That's what I was getting ready to say. I was, you do what you do, and Burton's their guy. That's who they go to, and that was it. I was getting ready to go to our local offensive coordinator, that'd be Wes Moore, who had the touchdown call last weekend. You were big on that. Do you remember the middle post?
Yeah, it was open.
Well, I was. I was getting ready to go to you right there. I was a little early. I didn't know if you were ready for a call or not, but I'll come back to you.
Fordyce will head out. We have timeout right now with 8:33 to go. No score here on Buzz 2. It's the 3A state championship game between Mansfield and Fordyce. It'll be a 1st down and 10 for the Redbugs at the 13-yard line, their own 13. This is a 13-1 team. Once again, won last week, 18-13 over Boonville. They've won 4 of the last 6 games by 1 score. Their only loss of the year came against the Lakeside Beavers, 21-6, way back earlier in the season. And we'll get introduced to their quarterback, Andrell Cadillac Ellison, will come out. He's thrown for 1,249 yards this year, 59% completion percentage, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 4 rushing touchdowns. But the real star of this offense, Wes Moore, it's Micah Gamble, who's rushed for 1,400 yards and 22 scores at an 8.5 yards per carry clip.
Just going back, looking at Mansfield's numbers in the passing game, Parks, their sophomore quarterback, thrown the ball 58 times. 13 games, 58 passes. That's about 4 passes a game. They don't throw it a whole lot.
No, they do what they do, and from that aspect, they understand who they are, and that's why they're sitting in this spot right here.
Got a couple sophomore quarterbacks today.
Yeah.
With Cadillac Ellison for Fordyce, and the sophomore quarterback we've already seen, Parks, a couple times.
Ellison is a big kid. They've got 3 in the backfield. He'll step back to pass, looks deep, throws, has got a man on that right side, tracking back to it, not able to get there. That was his wide receiver, Jamartez Stroud, who had to kind of banana peel on his route because of the good coverage. Throw is a bit to the inside of about the 40-yard line, and he couldn't work back to it. Good arm, though, from Ellison.
And the thing about it was when he took his drop, he threw it off his back foot. He really didn't get set on that. They're running out of the power eye right there. And good protection and everything. Just didn't quite connect.
And let's remember, Ellison is playing with a torn ACL. That may be why he threw off his back foot.
Yeah.
Snap taken, handoff goes to the right side, and just keeping his legs moving forward. That is Gamble. So he'll get only 2 yards there. It'll be third down and 8 with 8:13 and counting to go in quarter number 1.
The Cadillac tore his ACL, missed the following Friday. That's when they lost to Lake Village, 21-7. And Coach said it was just ugly. We lost our quarterback, had a couple other players injured, then lost a couple in that game. It was just one of those wild games. Talked to doctors, put a brace on.
Yeah.
He's playing with the torn ACL.
There's a brace on his right knee. Throw to the outside. That one's caught at the perimeter and pushing forward for a first down. That one is Xavier Jones, the wideout, the right side. Coach.
Nothing but just a little quick out right there. He takes it, and the D-back's playing way off of him, so he had plenty of room to make a move, get the first down.
Outside the numbers at the 27-yard line, so ball will be placed at the right hash as Fordyce huddles, and they'll work left to right across your radio dial in their white uniforms. And Ellison on that right knee is where you see. They go with that power eye, 2 backs, and he's back to pass, going deep again. He's got a man on the outside. This one's hauled in. It's going to be a house call. No, it's not. I thought he had him cleared, but it'll be a deep shot down to the 14-yard line. A shoestring tackle saves a touchdown, but Jamartez Stroud on a straight go route. And despite the knee injury, Ellison's got a cannon.
Guys, these are nothing about it. He's going out there, and he's running straight down that sideline, too. I mean, that ball right there is a beautiful ball, Wes.
Great throw.
Oh, yeah.
Mansfield's playing with one deep safety.
Right.
And you had to go route. Nobody there, man on man, so he threw it deep.
Ellison takes the handoff, will hand it. Gamble goes left side now, and great pursuit from Mansfield. He's driven out of bounds after gaining maybe a yard to the 14-yard line. That's where it's spotted. Nice pursuit from the defense. That was a variety of players there, but Mason Bryant, the freshman linebacker, looked like he was there. Also, I think Xander Walters.
So Mansfield's got an issue. They're going to have a tough time manning up against these receivers, but the other problem is this is a power eye, so you got 3 backs in the backfield. You got a loaded backfield there, so they got to take care of the box first.
6:27 to go. Power eye, 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. Snap taken. Gamble goes right side. Runs into the teeth of the Tiger defense, and red jerseys swarming. Once again, it looked like 55. Xander Walters was there on the stop.
Doing a good job of stopping the run from Fordyce right now. That time they had 2 wide receivers. They had a corner and a safety over both of them. Basically, they were able to stop the run with just their line front 7. Their 4-man front and their linebackers.
So now it's going to be a 3rd down and 8. Snap taken. Play action. Throw is right side. It's caught at the 6. Shaking and baking, trying to get the first down, but not going to get there. That was T.J. Harris.
Okay, really good right there. They had the power back, T.J. Harris, and he kind of wheeled out of the backfield and tried to go up the seam a little bit. And they hit him. They just couldn't quite get enough yards first down. They scored a touchdown off that, I think, last week.
That was, it looked like Logan Orr in. So now it's a 4th down and 2 with 5:18 to go. Power eye again. Both ends on the Mansfield front jump, but they're able to get back in time. Man shifts the left side of the formation. Snap taken, whistles blow, and a timeout will be taken by Fordyce.
I tell you what, guys, we got 2 well-coached teams here.
Yep.
I mean, you can tell they're, you don't see the mistakes that we've had a little bit. That they are nervous. You can tell they're a little bit nervous. You've seen them jumping a little bit. But for the most part, they've tackled well, and they've been in the spots they should be in, and a nice deep ball from Cadillac Ellison.
Well, I'll tell you what, Coach, because he's obviously got a good arm. We saw it twice already, and they've got good speed on the outside. Fordyce is able to test you in ways that a lot of high school teams can't, just by those 2 factors.
Oh,
together.
yeah, and then I like the fact that they run the power eye, because we're going to see the dive with the fullback a little bit, and you see the ISO stuff. And probably we'll see the power stuff, giving it to Gamble there on off tackle. So, and I tell you what, Wes, you brought it up earlier. Yeah, they gave up that deep ball right there, but for the most part, Mansfield, their defense is swarming. They're all over the place.
Team tackling very strong from them so far.
I think you might can see that same play that we just saw, because Mansfield's going to be geared up to stop the run on 4th and 2. You can sneak a back out that looks like a blocker. put him out in the flat. Should
Yeah.
be able to pick up
Should
an
be
easy
easy,
first
yeah.
down.
The two linebackers, Orr and Walters, have combined for 197 tackles.
Well, they are
year.
done playing with the deep ball. They are double teaming the two wide receivers.
So box advantage will go to Fordyce here. Snap taking. Gamble goes left side. He'll be hit, and he won't get it. Stand after stand. That's how we start the game today.
I'm going to tell you right there, Cooper Edwards, the right corner, slid underneath the receiver and made this play. That is an excellent tackle. He tackled him, guys. He didn't bounce him, hold it up. That's just a great tackle right there by Edwards.
Edwards gets there, and then in the end, Wes, Xander Walters finishes the job.
I thought it was interesting. Stroud beat Edwards for the big play earlier in the drive that gets them down there. And then when it's 4th and 2, Edwards beats Stroud on the block, makes the tackle, stops.
You know, and it's
down.
probably something they talked about in the huddle. I mean, when they had the timeout, because they had the safeties over the top backing them up.
Right.
All right.
So now it's a 1st down and 10. Ball on the 6-yard line. Mansfield has to go back to work a long way towards pay dirt. Snap taken. Give is off to the left side between the tackles. A nice job from Fordyce. They'll make a push into the backfield. And nice stop coming up from his linebacker spot. That was, safety spot. Leighton Piles
I
gets
think
there.
Tristan Winston also, 22, was one of the first guys there. There were 2-3 Fordyce Red Bucks there to make the tackle.
You know, the
short game.
The goal right here is to get the first down and get yourself out of the shadow of the end zone right there. You get yourself out, and you can kind of change the field position.
Piles wears 22, and he's got a striped club. It kind of reminds you of Jamal Adams almost at that safety spot, the way that he's playing safety in the box, wearing 22. Snap taken. It'll be a handoff to the right side. And doing a nice job keeping those legs moving forward for a first down. That was the tailback. Trying to see. I think that was Andrew Burton.
Wow, what a great move there by Burton. He just kind of stepped slide to the right, went past, we got up in the C gap and got a nice gain off that.
And you see the power there.
Yes.
So ball is at the 18-yard line. There are 4 minutes left to go in quarter number 1. Toss to the right side. Big hole here, but it's cut down. Nice job flying to the football. It's one of those coach responsibility big on that play. Nice job by Fordyce.
Yeah, this little rocket toss there to the right. They've tightened up the wide receivers in there a little bit tighter to create more of an edge for the back, and the slot went off to the right side. Looked like that was
Stroud, I think.
I believe so.
So it'll be 2nd down and 6, gain of about 4. Ball is at the 22-yard line for Mansfield at the right hash. Far side of the field for us here at War Memorial. 0-0 score between Mansfield and Fordyce. And another great rush by Burton. Yards after contact, the big theme on that one. But it's going to come back.
Yeah, I think you got a penalty here.
Yeah, I think they held the Fordyce defensive lineman. He blew that play up, and I thought he was going to make a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Now, to give Burton credit, he made a nice move on that defensive lineman.
Yeah.
But they were holding. You see his jersey still pulled off of his shoulder pads, trying to get it straight
and
right
And
now.
we're going to talk about these guys all day. Logan Orr and Bowsley and Martin, Caden Orr and Xander Walters. That's a nice little down block by Walters, and then a kick out with Caden Orr, the left guard.
Kyle Randall that was held for Fordyce. Kyle leads the team in tackles with 93 tackles, 20 tackles for a loss, and 11 sacks. So he creates a lot of havoc.
Those are some staggering numbers. 3:09 to go, 2nd down and 16. From the 12-yard line, it's a fake toss, now in play action. Looking downfield, had a man, tough throw, and it's going to be pass interference. A jump there from, that was Jamartez Stroud, who was beaten and did not turn around and locate the football at all. Just decided to hurl his body at Jeremiah Burton,
So they've
the
set
wide
this
receiver.
up with the toss to the right and the left. This time they faked the toss to the right, they bootleg to the left, and then came back. And a deep ball to Jeremiah Burton on the post. And it was interference. That ball doesn't hold up. If he doesn't leave that ball up in the air too long, that's probably going to be a touchdown, guys. He was wide open on the
Took him a while, too, to set his feet because that route, I mean, he had him beat earlier on. He was trailing behind, but that's a deep throw as well, trying to throw it downfield. So both teams exchanged stops, and then on these last couple plays, they exchanged penalties. It's now 2nd down and 1 with 2:58 to go in quarter number 1 and no score. Ball is at the 26. It's going to be a fake handoff. Now a pitch play to the outside. That's the classic option. And that'll go for about 10 yards. Jeremiah Burton to the 41.
Outside veer, looked like outside veer to the left. Faked it right there, pulled it, read the defensive end, and flipped it out there to Jeremiah Burton on the left side. Looked very nice.
We'll see plenty of that today. Army and Navy playing this afternoon.
Burton has 512 yards rushing this season, so that's a play that I'm sure they do several times a game.
Once again, 4,600 yards plus this season for Mansfield. It's going to go Burton to the right side, and he'll get about 2 yards. Ball will be stopped at the 43. And so it's going to be a 2nd down and 8. 2:17 to go. Chris will probably end up having to take an extra break at some point because we've not had any scores yet in this quarter.
TJ Harris on the tackle that time for Fordyce. Played that really well. Filled the hole, made the tackle a sure tackle.
So under 2 minutes to play in quarter number 1. Ball spotted in the middle of the hashes at the 44-yard line, 43-yard line. Toss goes right side inside a hole. Gain of about 3, so it'll be up to the 47 as it'll be 3rd down and 4.
You know, one of the things that they've done is they've brought both the receivers in really tight. They're only about probably 3 yards outside the tackles, and they've got the slots in between the tackles and the receivers, so it gives them a better angle to block down and kick out on the edge there.
Undefeated season for Mansfield as it's 3rd down. Now the look to the sideline. 51-21, 50-21, and 40-22. 20-plus point wins in all of their last 3 games. It's been a walk to the title for Mansfield. Now some misdirection here. It carries him to the left side. Big hole. He's at the 40, up to the 30 now, and he's punched out of bounds at the 26-yard line. And so a nice job, some misdirection there.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Wes, they've gone dive, toss, sweep. Then all of a sudden they fake the dive to the right. They're going to pull Caden Orr, the left guard, Xander Walters, the left tackle. Orr kicks out. Walters wraps it around, and there's not a body there to go tackle Jeremiah Burton.
They just kept pounding the middle panel. The middle Fordyce made a little change, had more guys focused in the middle of the field. They're just now attacking the outside.
1:02 to go. 1st and 10 for the 26-yard line of Fordyce. Mansfield gives it to Burton, who shakes, and he breaks one. A strong gain of about 9 yards there.
Boy, just right off tackle right there, reading the defensive end. They went to the nub side right there. There was nobody. They did not have a receiver out there with them. Interesting play right there for a nice gain of 8.
So now it's 40 seconds and counting in quarter number 1. The offense on schedule in this drive. It's 107 yards of offense in this first quarter for the Mansfield Tigers between 2 drives. See if they can turn this one into points with 24 seconds to go. Toss, right side Burton. He's stopped. Only will get about a yard. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 1. And this will take us down to the end of quarter number 1. So 10 seconds. We'll step aside now as it looks like neither team will come to the line. Yep, so 0-0 our score, 1 quarter of action in the books. 3A state championship game. Chris, send me your phone number. When you get a chance. Email it to me or something. Back here, 0-0 score. And Trip, we're going to ask you to get a look at something. You don't have to give it to us in this Southern Report. But take a look at the lineman splits. If you could tell us the next break how far apart the center and the guards are for Mansfield, that'd be good. But Mansfield's with the ball so far, Trip. They just have not scored the points yet, but they're knocking on the door right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And two key factors that are both offensively and defensively on the field for Mansfield are two offensive linemen, seniors Logan Orr and Xander Walters. You might recognize those names because those guys are also linebackers on the defense. So those are two big guys you want to look out for Mansfield today.
Yep. Be asked to do a lot both ways. 0-0 our score here in the 3A state championship game. I'm Josh Neighbors. You just heard from Trip Keeter. The coach Jim Withrow is here, and as is Wes Moore. So it's a full house, and we've got one more championship game between Fordyce and Elkins coming up in the 4A state title tonight. Dardanelle, sorry. I'm saying Fordyce and Elkins.
Right now.
Yeah. I'm thinking red. There's so much red involved. I'm getting all my reds confused. Fordyce and Mansfield are tied 0-0 in the 3A title game now. Dardanelle will take on Elkins in the 4A. That game will be back over on normal 103.7 The Buzz. We are on Buzz too because Arkansas and Texas Tech are locked in a tight one there. But, Coach, got to like the offense that we've seen so far from Mansfield. They've moved the ball well. They just have not punctuated the drives quite yet.
No, these are two really, really good football teams, and it's going to be hard to score on both, and they're showing why they're both are here. I mean, you've got to make plays, and you've got to be clean in what you're running.
First quarter stats, Jeremiah Burton for Mansfield, 62 yards rushing on 4 carries. He's averaging 15.5 yards per carry. Andrew Burton's got 7 carries for 33 yards, and Silas Burton, 2 carries, 9 yards.
So now it's going to be a 3rd down and 1. Ball on the 16-yard line, and I'm not sure he's going to get the necessary yardage. He's tossed forward. I think he's going to get it. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yep, they'll wrap him forward. So it's a good stop on defense between the tackles. That was Kyle Randall, who you'd mentioned before, Wes. But it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 15 now as the second quarter clock begins to roll.
I did not get to talk with Mansfield's coach. Are the Burton's brothers? Do we know?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if the Burtons and the Orrs don't show up, Mansfield can't play. So
They're not have a family illness.
Relied upon for that group here. Now swing to the right side. This rush will be taken, but it's not going to go very far as Silas Burton was corralled by a pack of red bugs.
Well, it was a toss sweep. The same thing we've been talking about. They're loading up the side. They did it to the right this time. Toss sweep to the right, and it was Silas Burton being taken down. So, we talked about their splits being a little bit bigger with the center and guard. As they get closer to the end zone, you'll probably see them tighten them up.
It may be the first time that they didn't have positive yardage on a play today.
Could have been. You might be right
now,
there.
Tell you what, this Mansfield team really believes in their ability in low possession games to win. As this handoff will go to the outside, Burton's got a edge, but there's going to be a hold. He'll curl down to the 5. He actually dives to the end zone. They're going to say he stepped out at the 4, but there's a flag squarely on the 15-yard line. And you could see what happened. It was a cut that was inside. Then he went around the tackle and went outside. And I think that's what drew the hold.
Well, that's his read. That is his cut key right there. He's got, you're in. So we were talking about, they're starting to stuff everything, everything with the flow. The flow goes to the right. They're there to stuff it. So the best thing to do is give him a little bit of counter, and they gave him a counter right there, and then he bounced when he saw the hole was
offensive lineman coach. How do you try to navigate that? Because it kind of puts you in a tough spot as a lineman.
It's that one's on the
tailback.
That one's on the back. The back's got to read the block, and if he goes inside, the lineman's going to run his path and get where he's supposed to be.
So now this is one of the first different formations we've seen today. There are 3 receivers in the formation for Mansfield as they're in the red uniforms working left to right across your radio dial. In the gun, quarterback rolls around, but he can't find anybody as he's dropped. It was Winston, who was in the backfield, made the play. He's the one who's got the Jamal Adams type look to him there. But quarterback.
With the club on his right hand.
Yes.
Looks like a broken wrist, a broken hand, something. He's got a big club.
He's a box safety, so it's fine.
They went trips left right there, and they tried to roll him to the right as a flood route, and let's see what they've got here. Now they've got trips right here,
Well,
with one back in the backfield.
the penalties have cost Mansfield dearly so far. Under 10 minutes to play, quarter number 1. It's an outside toss. It's eventually collected, bobbling it and then fighting his way forward. A nice job from the tailback, Silas Burton, the sophomore. He's maybe going to get the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I kind of like it. They took the third inside receiver, brought him in motion, and then used him as the option back, coming back to the right. And a good-looking play right there for a good gain. We got a 4th and 11. The problem with option, guys, not a lot of 4th and 11s in the
No, you just got
bag of
9
tricks.
there. So do you do something a little similar? Last time they had 4th and 6, they ran the ball, picked up 4, came up short. That play clock run, it looks like they're going to call a timeout, talk this over.
Yep, they'll call timeout. We'll take it with them. No score. 9:09 to go in quarter number 2. Back here, no score between Mansfield and Fordyce in the 3A state championship game. There's 9:09 to go in quarter number 2. It's a 4th down and 11 from the 16-yard line. So far in this game, 119 yards of offense for the Mansfield Tigers.
Yeah, they've been impressive. They've been able to move the ball up and down the field, but what's killing them are a couple penalties.
4.
They're drive killers for them so far. Or we'll see if it's going to be another drive killer.
They were stopped on the last drive, West, and they're now in 4th and long, which is not what this offense is designed to handle. But those 4 penalties are all on the offense. And look, I'm a big believer, Coach, we talked about it last week, Kevin Kelly's rule of every 100 yards should be at 10 points of offense. I like that just as a thought. 119 yards so far, no points. I mean, they're driving it, but these penalties are so critical for the way the offense is
yeah,
designed.
the penalties against this offense back you up, and it changes your total philosophy. His philosophy is more of get the ball in the air and everything else.
Right.
It's two different philosophies.
But the idea of yardage
yes.
equaling points.
And that's just a little bit different idea. But, yeah, you're right. Anytime one of these offenses gets a penalty, it makes a big difference. Same thing with Cross County last week. They had a couple of penalties that killed some drives for them.
2 receivers in this formation. There are 3 backs. They'll send one in motion. Looked like 2 move before. It's going to be an end around. It's a trick play. They'll have a throwback to the left side. This one across the formation. It's tipped away. So they ran it to where a back took it from left to right and then it set his feet and throw. He took far too long, and I don't think it would have been available.
Love the idea. They brought the inside receiver, I think, in motion. They flipped it to him on the reverse, and then they had basically one receiver that came all the way across to the right corner, and then they had another receiver that came all the way across to the left corner. He tried to go to the left corner and throw it back, but the Fordyce defense was there to knock it away.
Too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have to be fast in that. And West, last week in the Shiloh Christian game, we saw a team go 7 for 7 on red zone trips. Here, 3 red zone trips, 2 teams combined, no points. But for Mansfield, they've gotten what they wanted on offense. They have not been able to convert in the red zone. Now Fordyce takes it 1st down and 10 from their own 16. Ellison, Cadillac, scampers, and he'll be dropped. Nice job flooding the backfield. Several Tigers get back there as we're going to have whistles. I don't see a flag.
And that's what you got to do with the quarterback that's limited.
A little sideline warning against just to back up against Fordyce.
You can see right there with Cadillac, not a whole lot of mobility with the brace on.
I'm totally with you, Wes. If they get in that, I would bring the house.
Yep.
and make him move if he can't do it.
Cadillac's just a sophomore. If he continues to grow, I mean, he's got a good arm.
He's going to be a Yukon.
Yeah, he is.
Escalade.
He already is now. Handoff's going to go inside. It was a sideline warning that we had initially, and that run game is not yielding much for the Redbugs, trying to get forward, but they can't. And once again, guess who? Sandra Walters just has a nose for the football.
Well, they tried to run the trap play right there, a little bend trap back to the left, and there's just nothing there. That defensive line for Mansfield is dominating right now.
So now it's 3rd down and 9. 8 minutes to play in quarter number 2. Ball spotted at the 21. Ellison now will go to work. Throw across the middle. This one is caught, and it's at the 35, moving forward to the 37-yard line. Nice job, Ellison, on the run, finding not his first, not his second option, finding his third option, it looked like behind the play. As we'll see, he rolled right and then had to look back across the defense.
That's a good catch.
Yeah, great catch. Jamartez Stroud came all the way across and nabbed that with one hand. That was really nice.
Jamartez Stroud on the season, 40 catches for 723 yards and 9 scores heading into the game.
I wish they listed size and weight for these
I
players.
know.
A buddy of mine's on the field as we got the play underway. Fordyce going left on the little sweep. We got a flag down.
And he's
2 flags.
Tiptoe on the sideline. Look like he kept his foot in all the way down to the forward of the end
Horse
zone,
collar.
but a horse collar. That's why you finish the play, Wes, because we're going to have some offsetting in this.
I'm going to throw my card out the window.
Sure you love that as a coach. We had a hold?
We had a hold to begin with. It was all right in front, and in all honesty, Burton should just let him go.
So we had a
but he doesn't know.
Well, it was right in front of him. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it looked like you're probably right. He may not have been able to see it, but
the result of the play is a 63-yard touchdown run or / toss pass that was taken to the crib by Tremaine Turner. Now, there are 2 fouls.
Personal foul, horse collar, defense. Next one's holding on the offense.
So, the result of all of it is that we're going to replay. And the reason why, I know you got to finish a play, but you don't want to finish a play that. If you're
he's almost scored anyway, so don't go grab a horse collar just to. And he probably realizes that right now because he's a good player.
Finish my thought before this crazy play. I have a friend on the sideline. He just texted me. He said that is the biggest quarterback he has ever seen in his life.
I can't tell how tall he is. I know he had him last year as a freshman.
Are we talking about the great Tommy Williams?
Yes.
We got it, though, Tommy.
I mean, he's got to be 6'4", 6'5", 250.
Yeah, he's a big fella. Well, Eli Blagg.
There's no score.
Big fella, too.
0-0. Throw down to the right side. He's got a man. This one's caught. Hauled in at a 25-yard line. Fade towards the end zone. On the money. Throw and catch as Xavier Jones is deep into Mansfield territory.
How about the touch on that pass, guys? That was beautiful.
Tough throw outside the numbers.
Is that not Stroud? That was Stroud, I think. 2.
I got
is that number 2?
Was it 2 or 8? I couldn't tell on the right side.
The problem you get into.
I think that was 8.
I thought it was 8.
They've got to go regardless. He has got to go they got to put some pressure on him. If they let him just sit back there and throw it, they can't cover these
First
guys.
and 10 for the 25 of Mansfield. 7:08 to go. There's no score. Ellison's back to pass. Throws underneath. And this one is just too tall. I mean, he had wide open across the formation, Jamartez Stroud.
Started seeing put a little bit more pressure on him with the left defensive end there. And I think if you get him off his platform, make him move around a little bit, it's going to be a little bit tougher for him.
And so now it's 2nd down and 10. And look, maybe the knee injury, it's hard to set and throw, but that was a different kind of touch throw than the one that we saw towards the sideline. 2nd down and 10 now, shotgun formation. Handoff goes to the left side, bouncing it back inside. A nice little maneuver. That was Micah Gamble, but ultimately he's going to be driven down late in the play. And it was 61, Caden Orr, who made the stop.
Did not like the way Gamble went down on that tackle right there. Got his ankle bent back right there.
He's limping a little bit.
Forward progress is at the 21. He was driven out of, and it's forward progress is the left side here. He was driven all the way out of bounds, essentially, by Orr at the 25.
Xander Walters made the tackle and stood him up. It was a great open field tackle.
Oh yeah, they're playing great defense against the run right now. They've just got to find an answer to this passing game of Fordyce.
3rd down and 6, no score. Ellison towards the sideline. He's got a man. He rips it. It doesn't always look good considering the knee injury, but Xavier Jones hauls this one in, and the feet were a little bit of – actually got him set and threw towards the sideline. So nice throw, ripped it.
I tell you what,
down.
It's not one guy. I mean, they've got Jones and they've got Stroud. They've got Tremaine Turner. They've got to deal with a lot of stuff right here, and they're running good routes and good, and they're throwing the ball well. Ellison's throwing it well. This is really tough on Mansfield.
Second red zone trip today for Fordyce as flags fly in.
Interior lineman move.
And so another penalty for these two teams in the red zone. Execution has not been great between the 13-0 Mansfield Tigers and the 13-1 Fordyce Redbugs.
We'll say this. For Fordyce, that may not be a bad thing
That's not
because
a
they
problem.
want to throw it down here, and now you get a little bit more room to work.
That's what I was getting ready to say. This isn't as big a deal for Fordyce.
Yep, one of those rare situations in high school where you have a quarterback whose arm strength is his talent, right? And he needs a bit more space to rip it the way he wants to. Ellison hands off late, big hole in the middle, cutting his way down to the 12-yard line. A big collision, an awkward collision, as that one was T.J. Harris, the fullback.
I tell you what, man, I like what Coach Rogers is doing. When they went in the power eye and had everybody in the box, they couldn't move the ball, so they've spread everybody back out, and they've opened up some lanes on the inside.
That's the second time Cooper Edwards has made a tackle, short tackle. Remember the other time was all the way down to the other end of the field on a little toss sweep. Cooper Edwards is from a corner spot is making some short tackles.
So now there's 5:34 to go. Fordyce works right to left. It's a 2nd down and 8. Flutters it to the backfield. It's caught. Shifting is Harris as he stumbles inside the 5, down to the 3.5-yard line where he's got enough for a first down. It's 1st and goal, Redbugs.
Well, they spread them out. They went doubles to both sides, and they took the tail back and put him out in the flats. Nice little ball out there in the flats.
Cut to the inside.
Well, I was just bragging on the other corner for a great tackle. That time he shook the opposite corner out of his shoes and picked up the first down.
And Harris is listed as a fullback. It's a pretty fast feat for a fullback. As now under center, 2 backs, tight end. To be a handoff up the middle, nowhere to go. Mansfield responsive. And they're going to say he was down. Ball did pop loose.
Tried to run the trap, pulled the left guard right there to Sean Ledbetter. And, boy, their rush defense is really good for Mansfield. Just blew it up.
So now it's a 2nd down and goal from the 3-yard line. Ball is on the right hash. That's the far hash from us here at War Memorial Stadium from our press box position. 4:33, I formation, flags flies as whistles blow. And procedural penalties continue to put both teams in precarious situations as we're going to have a 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Fordyce.
Wes, I think I gave everybody too much credit for being executing well and no penalties, because the penalties have begun to
they're popping
may have
up now.
talked too early.
Yeah, this is back-to-back procedure penalties for Fordyce. They got past the first one. They got over the first one. Didn't cost them. A little tougher this time. 1st and goal from the 8.
So now man goes in motion, I formation, flag flies from the left side of the formation as this carry goes for a couple yards. Micah Gamble gets to the 7-yard line.
Interested to see what we got. We got an illegal shift there against Fordyce. Ran the counter back to the right there, and it just got blown up at the line of scrimmage.
My apologies, I'm not saying time and score enough. There is no score, so yeah, I missed anything if that is the case. And so we're going to have 2nd down and goal now. It's going to be spotted. Do they call the illegal shift?
Yep, they called it. I think they may. They declined it. They declined the penalty.
Kind of a smart move, right? I mean, this is a compact area here. 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line. Ball is at that far hash. You're going to have two receivers stacked on each side of the formation. There is a tailback next to Ellis. Looks like a receiver got an early break, and there should have been a hold call. It's not. Ball is caught at the 6-yard line. It won't matter. So a lot happening there on that play, but it results in Andrew Burton driving down the receiver, Jamartez Stroud, at the 8-yard line.
All right, here we go. We got 4th and 7.
Can you kick?
Massive
You got a
hold.
kicker?
They missed a gigantic hold on Vincent Stroud off the edge. I mean,
Okay, so 4th and 7. If he
Referees are
if he
conversing.
decides to kick the field goal, it's going to be about a 26-yard field goal.
and so they're
Wow.
going to say that he was stripped inbounds. The ball came out late, and they're going to say that Mansfield stripped
Well,
inbounds.
yeah,
Stroud.
we're gonna have a review,
Review.
guys. They
Yep,
review
so-
the fumbles anyway. I would not use my timeout.
We'll step aside here. No score. 3:49 to go in quarter number 2 between Mansfield and Fordyce. We'll send it out a Trip Keeter. Trip, you get a good look there as we have a review.
Yeah, so at first, I thought it was going to still be Fordyce ball because I thought it was fumbled out of bounds. But no, Andrew Burton just completely ripped the ball out of the ball carrier's hands, had possession of it, but then he did fumble it out of bounds. So it is going to be Mansfield football. Never mind.
Actually, never mind.
Wow.
So, all right, so here's what they're ultimately going to say. Sorry to cut you off, Trip. I was wondering if it was even a complete pass.
Right.
And I think two things here. Number one, it looked like whoever recovered it for Mansfield, I think that was Matthew Burton. I couldn't tell.
He took it away.
He took it away, but
But
he
he
never
never
had
had it.
possession.
He
As he
never had
rolled over,
possession.
it went out of bounds. So, I mean, ultimately the ball is actually going to go back 2 yards.
I think they're going to say it's incomplete pass. Right?
Well, because I think the ball was at
No,
the 7.
it was a complete pass. They called it a fumble.
To
Yeah.
the
Because
10.
it was
okay.
it was a 3rd and 7, I believe.
So 4th down and goal from the 10-yard line. 3:49 to go, no score. Shotgun formation. Ellison's back, throws it across the middle. Has got his receiver tied around. He threw it to his right, and his receiver had to double back around. Incomplete.
They brought some heat up the middle right there, and again, he kind of went off his back foot. Didn't really have a good throw there.
I think
Too much pressure.
I think he missed a wide open receiver
Yeah.
to the left of there.
Yeah.
He was going to really the pressure got to him. He just threw it.
I'm going to say this, guys. These are very well coached.
Well coached
defenses
is
because they tried to wheel. They tried to
Yeah.
wheel the tailback out up the sideline, and he was totally covered. So
Well,
this well prepared.
the red zone roulette wheel has been spun 4 times today, and the defense has been taking the casino. I'll tell you what, the offenses have moved the ball all over the defenses today, but they've not scored in the red zone. And here's a big play. They might not need to. Down the right side for Mansfield, it's Burton. He's going to go all the way. It's a house call. 90 yards as Andrew Burton finally breaks the tie. It's 6-0 Mansfield.
Well,
Toss
first of
sweep
all,
to the right.
makes
Oh,
a move.
Yep.
I mean, he made one good cut because I thought there was a guy there to make the tackle, but he cuts it inside. Now the surprising thing, I didn't know Burton was that fast.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks.
I thought he was
strong.
going to go all the way. And then he had the angle in the corner, and once he got straight line speed, he was gone. It was Xavier Jones who was coming over from the secondary on the right side. And Burton, like you said, Wes, just turns it upfield. And he's got 9 carries for 126 yards and a touchdown, 90 yards on the trot
Well,
to the end
it
zone.
looked like they added the extra blocker over there to the right, so they kind of went unbalanced, and they pulled Vincent Stroud, the right tackle, and they just got bodies on bodies, and he was going.
So Mansfield's offense, which has scored an average over 50 points a game in the last 2, is going to get 8 right here. A toss to the outside. That's Jeremiah Burton. So the Burtons have 6, and then they have 8.
You know, they're condensing the set where they're bringing the receivers in tight, about 2 or 3 yards away from the tackle. So they're pinning everything down, blocking it all inside, and the backs are getting to the edge.
So ultimately, Mansfield gets the ball back. We'll send it down to Trip Keeter. How about that, Scamper? You get a good angle of that one, Trip.
Yeah, well, I was on the opposite side of the field, but with his speed, it didn't matter where you could be in the sky. You could see how fast he was. But yeah, Andrew Burton, that was the guy who stripped the ball out of Fordyce's hands, and I initially called it to be Mansfield ball after a fumble. He said, "Hey, you're going to overturn my play. I'm going to go score." And my gosh, as you said, Wes, who knew that he was that fast?
Well, Trip just got a taste of the Dean Blandino experience, where Dean would be like, "It's fumble," and then they're like, "It's not, Dean. I'm sorry." So it's going to happen. You'll miss sometimes. Trip would appreciate it. And yet the brothers Burton combining for 60 and then the 2-point conversion. It's 8-0 Mansfield, leading Fordyce here at the 3:31 mark of the first quarter. This game began with an onside kick for the first time. We'll see in the actual flow of play, we'll see the kicking unit come back out. Ball spotted at the 40. And so Fordyce probably a bit more alert this time, Coach, on the kickoff here. It's going to be a sky kick, fair caught, and they should have let that one go. That was headed out of bounds.
Well,
that was headed out of bounds.
Yeah. But you got to make sure you get it. So you just never know. I mean, the guy behind him should have been talking to him a little bit.
Yeah,
but if
that would have taken a heroic effort once again to keep it in bounds.
That's probably in the back of their mind what happened last time.
But you're not, when you're starting to get around that sideline, you got to make sure that thing's out.
Decent field position too. The ball's the 34. So Fordyce's offense.
They did not really. They didn't lose anything.
Fordyce's offense has moved the ball on 2 drives for 166 yards today. They've thrown for 149 of those yards, but they've been empty on 2 red zone trips. Back to passes Ellison. He's got 2 men open. This one down the sideline, tipped up in the air. Beautiful pass breakup on the right side, as eventually it's Joe Carter who gets to it. And that had the receiver there. Throw was a bit slow, if you will.
Yeah, there's nothing really complex about this. This is catch, and let's sling this thing. And
they hit Joe Carter in the helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't turn his head around.
Doesn't matter.
He didn't interfere either, but that was an out and up. A little double move, and had the receiver wide open and underthrew him.
I'm with Josh. I think if he gets rid of it a little bit, as well as he throws it, gets rid of it a little bit earlier, he's going to be able to make a play.
Yeah, anticipation could be there a bit more from Ellison as this one will go forward. And I'll tell you what, tackling in space has been strong today, as that was Jamartez Shroud, who flipped his way over the 40-yard line. But Stroud's got great speed, tried to cut it, but really good responsibility on defense from the outside. Didn't see what secondary player made that play.
Well, they tried to took the inside receiver, brought him to the inside, and they took the tailback and threw him out in the flats, and a good ball out there to him and good tackle.
So now it's going to be a third down and 4 at the 40-yard line, 2:45 to go. Handoff, left side, as Stroud's going to cut it upfield, flag flies. It's going to be another holding call. It is difficult to keep this Mansfield offense or defense out of the backfield.
Well, I mean, the corner, this is going to be on the corner, on the edge right here. You know, the guy, the receiver on the outside, this Stroud, I believe is who it is. He's got to move his feet. He's got to punch his hands a little bit. He can't just grab him, because that corner is getting off of him and trying to make the play. So I'll tell you what, that again is our corner, Cooper Edwards, making a play out there.
Yeah, and ultimately on that side, it's going to end up being Jamartez Stroud, like you said, Coach, who's going to take away the Micah Gamble rush forward. And now another 3rd and long. It's 3rd down and 13. And that is another penalty. It's Fordyce now in the gun. Ellison back to pass. He'll rip one right side, and his receiver got tangled up So it's going to be incomplete, out of bounds, 4th down and 13 upcoming from their own 30-yard line. And the body language from Fordyce, not excellent right now. A little bit of frustration coming out for the Redbugs.
Well, they're shooting themselves in the foot. We saw that with Mansfield earlier with the penalties, and Mansfield busted the big play. Fordyce, they felt like it was third and manageable. Running it on that play, coach had told me they were going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah,
But
no doubt.
They were thinking that if they didn't get it, it would be 4th and short. Well, you get the holding penalty. Now they have to punt.
So now it's punt formation. Mansfield's got 2 returners back. Was it a fake and then a punt? Was that what we just saw?
The snap kind of knuckleball
Looked
to
like
him.
he faked a throw and then punted it. Eventually, it's just going to trickle down to the 37-yard line. And so Mansfield's offense with 2:19 to go. Now, we've seen them be very methodical for the most part when it comes to how they approach the clock. Let's see the 2-minute version of the option offense, Coach. They've got 2 timeouts left to go.
They've got plenty of time. They've got to they'll run a counter in here and something else, and they may run a bootleg, but for the most part, they're going to stay with what they're doing.
11 yards per rush today for the Tigers of Mansfield, and big part of that's the 90-yard rush we just saw last time from Burton. I formation, 1 receiver to the top. It's going to be a toss play to the left side. Burton's got it again. He's got a good hole. He'll cut it outside. He's got the 50, and he's fall out of bounds. Pushing and shoving ensues. But that's going to be another trip for Mansfield. Every single drive today has gotten into Fordyce territory.
A little bit different look there. They went in the eye, and they put Burton back there at tailback, and just toss sweep to him. But the difference right there was the blocking on the perimeter. You saw the guys moving their feet and doing a nice job.
Mansfield looks like they're already wearing down this Fordyce front. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. Play action pass. Throw right side. It's a deep shot. This is a dangerous throw. It's in the air, and it's a mossing. It's going to be a touchdown. It was a standstill jump ball for
Joe Carter,
who was matched up against Fordyce's Xavier Jones. He ends up going over the top, picks it up, and then eventually spins out and runs the rest of the way.
That's exactly what he was taught to do. This ball is really not a well-thrown ball. It's very short, and he just goes up over the top of him. I thought Jones kind of
stopped too early.
They may have kind of misjudged it. Maybe.
He misread it. He was very slowly backtracking. And
he saw it the whole way.
Yeah,
he was going to pick that off.
But he was just in the wrong position.
I would assume he would like to have that back.
Yeah, that was
I think
misreading.
you nailed it. Joe Carter just went above him, was bigger than him, and took it away.
Well, it's almost as if Jones, as we see the 2-point conversion, toss right side. It's 16-0, but he didn't box out. Last week talking about boxing out.
I'm going to tell you,
he didn't get far enough back into the receiver.
That play right there, we don't talk very much about it, did he? He got in 16-0 against these guys is a lot.
Yeah,
because they're going to own this clock in the second half, and that's going to be a big deal. And guys, the other thing is, Fordyce received the kickoff, so
they didn't get a possession off of it, right? But they did.
Yeah.
They were the receiving team.
Fordyce really needs to do something here on this possession. They've got 2 minutes. They've got plenty of weapons to score fast, but they need to do something here now.
Well, the passing offense for Mansfield is not a dynamic one by any means, but doesn't have to be dynamic to be effective. And
first they got to recover that. Surely they'll kick it a little deeper this time. You don't want to give them field position here.
They've thrown for 760 yards this year. It's the 11th passing touchdown.
If this is what you do, this is what you do. I mean,
now it's 16-0. Sky kick. It's going to head towards that right side and eventually caught at the 43-yard line. And then a penalty flies in the air.
I think he waved fair catch.
He did.
You can't hit the guy.
Jamartez Stroud was contacted by Matthew Burton.
That's a good way to go to the dentist. Because did he throw it? Did he give him a fair catch?
I don't think he fair caught it, though. I didn't think
Why'd they throw the flag?
That's the only reason why they would do it, is my thought. But I didn't think I saw one.
Here we go.
There's no flag on the play.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, that right there, that could have been disastrous, guys. Because there was no fair catch, and he was fair game. I'm surprised they didn't hit him a lot harder than they hit him.
Well,
So-
Mansfield could have jumped up and taken that ball. They were very close
I know.
to on that sky ball
Right.
getting there.
Yeah.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line of Fordyce as they work right to left across your radio dial. It's 16-0 Mansfield. Ellison back to pass. Throws. This one's going to bounce to his wide receiver. Just not enough juice on that throw.
Boy, I tell you what, that defensive line is coming off the ball a whole lot faster now for Mansfield. Right there, they got a nice hit. It was Caden Orr. Caden Orr got a nice shot in on the quarterback right after the throw.
You say James Balsley might have been back there as well?
But now there's no threat to running the ball, so they're just pinning their ears back and coming for Cadillac.
2 timeouts apiece for each of these teams in a 16-0 ball game. Ellison back to pass, throws a duck into coverage. This one would have been an easy interception, but the duck is dropped and across the middle. That one, I think, ends up being
Vincent Stroud just dropped it. And
You
sometimes
know.
it's hard to catch those wobblers, you know?
Yeah.
The spiral coming in, you're used to catching this one.
But
was-
I'm glad you brought that up about his knee because you can tell he really can't plant off his knee. Right there, he did not get hardly
I think that
anything
was-
on that ball.
Yeah, it was or Walters for Mansfield who ended up dropping that one. 3rd down and 10. And so Fordyce, the Redbugs, are starting to wear down a bit here. Ellison throws a wheel route fade and the bread basket. It was
That
a wheel
beautiful.
route combination. It was a wheel route that turned into a fade
yeah.
because
Yeah.
the throw was more towards the sideline.
Just wheeled Gamble out of the backfield, and he threw one about as high as the lights in the stadium, it seemed like. But
It's 13
nice,
yards.
Nice pitch and catch right there, man.
It's a great
ball.
adjustment from the receiver.
Yes.
Ellison ends up tossing them. I mean, what a throw that one was to the man out of the backfield, Gamble. So it's a 1st and 10 now from the 47-yard line of Mansfield. Ellison looking, rolling, throwing, and dunks this one. This one's bobbled. It's picked off, going the other way. And that one's Cooper Edwards. It was off the hands of Fordyce's wide receiver. I couldn't tell what the number was on that. I think he was looking for Chase Humphrey.
I tell you, man, Colton Edwards, Cooper Edwards. Cooper Edwards has played a game here. He has made some very big plays.
And so it was returned up to the 45-yard line.
See, this is the thing that will just make you scream as a coach. Got an interception. You're on the 40. You're set up on the 45-yard line. You got a minute 36, and then we have a late hit afterwards just because somebody wanted to take a cheap shot. And this is not a smart move at all. But
16-0 our score, 1:36 to go. And so the late hit will put the ball back at the 40-yard line, but just a bit of an overthrow there, but opportunistic is Mansfield. And look, it was it's been a tight game. Both teams have moved the football, but the mistakes from Fordyce are starting to pile up, and Mansfield showing their quality, punishing Fordyce, and they've got a chance to make this a 3-score game. But getting stopped in the backfield. Nice job by
Right
Gamble,
play.
who fought off a blocker
great play.
and ends up making the stop at the 40.
Gamble, he definitely set that edge out there, didn't let anybody kick him out. He just dominated that blocker and made the play.
So
Gamble's got offers from Minnesota, A-State, North Texas, Charlotte, Appalachian State, and UCA.
we saw the hand-eye coordination a second ago as he had to break off his wheel route to end up running in a bit of a fade there and was able to track the ball. Nice tackling skills. Under a minute to go, and snap taken, handoff right side. No, it's a pitch play to the right. And then once again, guess who? Gamble. I'm going to guess that he's going to play corner in College West because he's in space making tackles and bunches.
He may be a safety.
Tell
Yeah.
you what, what I like here lately is our new coaching staff is beginning to take a look at the in-state talent a little bit more. And this guy is a junior. Gamble is a junior. And if he's got offers from other places, maybe we can get a look at him going up to the hill possibly.
Timeout taken, 47 seconds left to go in the first half, 16-0 West as it's 3rd and 11. We had UL talk with Richard Davenport. We talked with Danny West on our morning show, but talking to him yesterday about getting in on some of these guys earlier, right? I mean, maybe this is a time for Arkansas to to get in on a guy like Gamble, because we've heard a lot often that some of these players not liking it, that Arkansas is a bit late to the party coming in when some of the other big schools are coming in. Guy like Gamble, you're not sure about the size and whatnot, but tackling ability definitely there from a technical side, Coach. I mean, he's really done a good job covering in spaces very well.
I mean, you can tell he can make some plays and everything else. I don't have his size right here, so that's hard to say. So you can't say that without knowing that. And then the other thing is, it's one of those things you got to get up there in those camps that go against good competition,
right?
And whether all that's been done or not, we don't know.
Yep.
But
talked about a guy, Josiah Warrior Benson, who didn't camp well West last week.
Yeah, a buddy of mine, Tommy Williams, on the sideline, just
great
texted
Tommy
us,
sources.
Andrew Burton. It's like, who's offering this guy? Nobody on Mansfield's team has any offers right now. Isn't that little wild?
Does that speak to maybe the offense? You
gotta see their size, actual size. And
third down and 11. Burton's got it. He'll go left side. It cuts back in. He's got a first down. It looks like at the 50. And so a bit of a gamble there, no pun intended, but a bit of a gamble there from Fordyce side. They took a timeout now. It's not a very fast offense. They took a timeout. That meant if they got to stop on third down, they could use their last one. But that time, Burton takes it. And so now Mansfield.
Get back to Burton, Wes. Burton definitely looks like a guy that could play in a Harding offense.
That's what I was about to say.
So, I mean,
anybody on this team could play.
And it's hard to say where everybody is on that.
24 seconds to go. Fake pitch. That's going to go pass play. We'll throw it way downfield. This is an overthrow. And this one's going to be intercepted. I'm surprised they decided to take a shot.
There's only 20 seconds left.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, they had 39 seconds at a timeout.
One of the problems you got is it appears you don't have a kicker.
Right.
Because they've gone for two twice, so they're going to have to – and he definitely threw to a spot.
So, functionally a punt. Right.
And he threw a long ball earlier to Joe Carter, and it looked like an interception, and Joe Carter went up, took it away, so he's throwing another just jump ball to Carter, but this time he overthrew Carter, and the defensive back chased it down.
Timeout.
Do we need to take a timeout?
We don't.
We caught up?
Actually, we good. Yeah, we caught up.
All right, nice.
Yeah, I got us back on the clock. Thanks, Chris, the ones and twos. 16-0 our score between Mansfield and Fordyce here in the 3A championship game. Josh Neighbors, Jim Withrow, Wes Moore, and then we'll send it down to the fourth member of our crew, Trip Keeter. Trip, so have you gotten a good look at this? What's the alignment, the spacing on that offensive line look like for Mansfield?
I mean, they play pretty tight. They're kind of bunched up a little bit, but they're quick as well on the offensive line. So I think the one word that I can use to describe them, explosive, Josh.
Explosive.
I want to know, give me a size on Andrew Burton, the Mansfield running back, number 0. What kind of size does he have?
Just compared to everybody else, that's what I usually do, Trip.
I mean, he looks like a quarterback, really.
Yeah.
What about
He's got big
Cadillac?
shoulders.
How big is Cadillac, the Fordyce?
As big as me, probably. He's a couple inches taller. He's about 6'5", 250 maybe.
It's funny. Thanks, Trip. Last year, Wes was in San Francisco, and I was looking through the tunnel after Texas Tech had played Florida. The only person you could see was Olivier Roux, the 7'6" man from Florida. I'm like, oh, you can kind of tell by heights when you look in those crowds. It can be tough in football too in pads, but Burton's got good width too. He's got big shoulders. Kind of runs you well built like a guy we're going to see later, Creed Vega. Snap taken, and so a knee is as well. We'll head to the half. Our score is 16-0. Tripp is going to catch up with Mansfield's coach, Will Overton, after television does so. I think, let's see, is that Josh Bertuccini doing TV today?
I think it is, yeah.
So he'll catch up with Overton first here, but
two big plays for Mansfield, basically. They moved the ball, but couldn't convert in the red zone. And then they went to the big play, the 90-yard touchdown run by Andrew Burton, and then they threw the big long ball to Joe Carter.
Yeah,
That's it.
One was well blocked, and then one was the most awkward mossing you've ever seen on a football field. But that gives Mansfield a 16-0 advantage. Get you some scores, some stats. Arkansas beats Texas Tech in basketball over there on 103.7 The Buzz. That's why over here on 106.7 Buzz 2 today.
Nice win for Arkansas.
Really nice.
I didn't think they played well at all in the first half, and they only trailed by 6. Second half, Arkansas really started playing better defensively, and they started knocking down some threes. and they overcame a 6-point deficit, outscored Texas Tech by 13 in the second half, and win by 7.
Not as big as the one they had Tech got in tournament, but it's nice to get that one back after the way Arkansas did lose it last year. As Coach Overton demonstrably telling Josh Bernicini that whatever message he's going to relay, and then he'll relay it to Tripp, and then he'll relay it to his team. So
Tripp, you got to be on the other side.
There we go. We're sending out Tripp Keters with Coach Overton.
Coach, a very explosive second quarter. What are you going to do to keep it going in the second half?
We just got to keep executing. We did a couple adjustments there in the second quarter. Gave the ball to Andrew, and then got a big shot. Joe made an incredible catch right there, and then run at the end. That's just stuff we got to execute at a better level. We got to cut down on the penalties.
Other than execute and cut down the penalties, what are you going to tell your players in the locker room?
Just keep playing hard, man. It's next play mentality. That's what we've done all year long, and we're just going to keep playing. It's just a football game. Don't let the moment get too big for you. Just keep competing and go out there and play your tail off.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate
it. Just a football game. Not sure about that. Mansfield's never won a state championship in their school's history. We'll see if they can hold on. 16-0 our score. Mansfield leads Fordyce in the 3A championship game here on 106.7 Buzz 2.
Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium. I'm Wes Moore. It is halftime of the 3A state championship game. Mansfield leads 16-0 over Fordyce. Joining us in the studio or in the booth now, we've got Thomas Thrash hanging out with us. What's up, Thomas? How are you?
I'm doing good. Withrow asked me to come up here and do this. He said, come up here early. and I about 3 minutes ago, I started heading up here. There's nothing that happened all game offensively. And then our finalist, Andrew Burton, takes off for a 90-yard touchdown, and I missed it. I'm in the elevator. So, but the last 3 minutes have been great.
Well, it was one of those. Thank you, sir. It was one of those where the teams were driving, but they just couldn't. When they got in the red zone, penalty, something would bog down the drive, and the red zone opportunities just weren't happening for either team.
Somebody sat down on the ground. They said this is the most yards for the least amount of points that they've ever seen. Because they did drive a lot.
And then bang, bang. You had a couple big plays for Mansfield. I'm curious because you got the big award show coming up Monday night. Mansfield and Fordyce, I guess, will be well represented Monday night.
Yes. Coach Rogers from Fordyce, Coach Overton from Mansfield, and Andrew Burton on offense. And then tonight we have some more finalists too. But so I'm a little upset that I missed the one finalist, a 90-yard touchdown. So, being the only filmer here.
Oh, Well, what do you think about this Mansfield team? 13-0 coming into the game.
They play so hard. I mean, there's so much fun to watch, and and the Burton boys. There's 8 of them. So I mean, it's literally what I was telling you earlier. I mean, that's all brothers, all on the same team. It's a cool thing to see, and they're all really, really good.
Yeah, we were looking at the halftime stats, and they only have 3 guys that have carried the ball:
Oh,
Andrew, Jeremiah, and Silas Burton. And they've combined for 23 carries for 230 yards. So pretty darn good. So what's happening Monday night? What is it? What is what kind of format do you guys do?
So we have a dinner and a banquet. It's called the Farm Bureau Insurance Award Show. We go out and find the best offensive, best defensive, and best coaches from the year. And so there's an 8-man overall, an 8-man player, and an 8-man coach, and then every other category has 3 offensive players, 3 defense, and 3 coaches. So we have to have 56 videos done by Monday. And it's, half of them are, I mean, they're still playing on Saturday. I mean, so we've got it. Graham is at our office right now making the videos. And then Barry's written the scripts. And like you have offensive and defensive categories, but like there's guys like that could be on offense that are on defense. So we'll show why they are the best players. So everybody's always asked, like, you show a bunch of offensive clips on a defensive guy. Yeah, I mean, he had 40 touchdowns. And so so we tell their story, and then we do present the player of the year, but it's really about being the finalist. That's the whole. The goal is a celebration these guys, their careers, and it's only for seniors. So, so this year, this game right now, we may have a finalist next year, or the next year. So we'll pull this video and tell their story from this game.
Yeah, you've got several sophomores playing big roles in this game.
Absolutely.
So they're not a finalist for the offense or defensive player of the year. They'll have to wait their turn a couple of years.
Yes, and so like let's think here. Cody Taylor from Greenwood, he was offensive lineman for 4 straight teams that went to the state finals, and he started on all 4. So we're pulling his 2022 state championship game, showing the clips of that for Greenwood. Hunter Warren, we just did his because 3 years ago when he was a sophomore, he started for the state championship team, and so we're going through a lot of archives, and it takes. We've watched more film than I've ever watched before.
All right, let's take a break. We'll have more with Thomas Thrash when we come back. It's halftime of the 3A state championship game. Mansfield leads Fordyce 16-0. Back at War Memorial Stadium, I'm Wes Moore, joined by Thomas Thrash from Hootens.com. Mansfield leads Fordyce 16-0. Thomas, how long have y'all been doing the award show?
2010 with Farm Bureau. So, and we have actually the first ever father son both finalists as a player. You know, we always had this year with Ja'Cory. Oh my gosh, I got to think from Junction City, and Ja'Cory Larry, and you know, so normally it's a coach, you know, a coach and a son, and we've had actually one coach that was a Brad Chester of Nashville. He was a finalist in Nashville, and he was a finalist at Murfreesboro as a head coach. But this is the first time we've had an actual father-son player.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I guess it's a huge event with honoring that many players from each classification.
So we'll have
families come.
330 people.
Where is it?
It's at the Doubletree downtown.
Nice.
And so it's a real big event. And really these videos that we do that tell the story are the main event. You know, they'll be viewed on YouTube and TikTok millions of times. I think we had 4 million views from TikTok last year's videos.
Wow. That's a lot of footage, and going out on Friday nights getting video of these guys.
So we're essentially filming the entire season for this award show, and then we do highlights. But like right now, we haven't done highlights in 3 weeks because we've been trying to pull these.
Who are some of the? Do you have the list?
Oh, I've got a list.
Some of the finalists that we have for each classification.
Yes. I'm gonna pull it up. Okay, here it is. So we have Jonas Elms from Cedar Ridge and Coach Scott Morgan from Cedar Ridge. That's the 8-man.
Yeah.
Then
Elms put on a show on that Thursday night.
He did. And so the 2A offense is Ja'Cory Larry, that I just mentioned, D. Buchanan, and Jacob Gaines from EPC.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got defense. You got Roderick Williams and Danny Beal, both from Cross County. And then I've lost my thing here. So let's go down to 7A. I'll do it right here. 2A Coach of the Year, Van Pascal, Brandon Powell of EPC, and Mike White of Mount Ida.
How do y'all decide who wins?
Who wins?
Yeah, is it like a vote?
It is, yeah. Well, obviously we interview the coaches about the players, and then we watch all the film, but we interview the coaches they played against. Like the coaches, they'll be the most honest.
Yeah.
I mean, their coaches are like talking to their moms. You know, if we interview the coach, he's going to talk to him about how great he is. You know, I mean, we couldn't get a better interview from his mom, you know. And so the opposing coaches, the Quad Sanders telling me about Jeff Regan. Yeah. You know, he's like, he's the greatest player I've ever seen. You know, I mean, that says a lot.
Is Regan a finalist?
Yes. And so then we do an overall player of the year too. That's just one. That's just the guys. And what I always look at is it's not about stats. I mean, because a lot of these guys are sitting out second half most of the season. You know, I mean, and I give the defense example. Braxton Johnson from North Little Rock about 4 years ago had 20 tackles maybe on the season, played nose guard. But you look at the film, and he was probably the 6th leading tackler on the team. But everyone's getting tackles because of him, because he's getting triple teamed. You know, I mean, every time they triple team him, you know, the linebackers are running free, making tackles. And he was overall by far the best defensive player that year. And he tackles, he wasn't even, you know, top 10 on his team. You know, so it's more, the way I look at it is, where would your team be if you were gone? Mm-hmm. And so, you know, like Luke King from Hazen, the quarterback from Hazen 3 years ago, he was everything. He was our overall player of the year over guys that played for the Razorbacks that are still playing. And he's actually going he's in dental school now. But he was by far the overall player because, I mean, when he set out a half against Carlisle, the team almost fell apart, you know, and then he comes back second half, they come back and then beat Carlisle for the conference championship and then roll on to the state championship. But it was like when he was off the field, the team changed. And so that's kind of what we look at. And it's, you know, so stats do play into it. Obviously, you got to have good stats, but it's more how you impacted the game.
What do you think we're about to see here in the second half?
I think Fordyce is going to come out hot. You know, they moved the ball early, and they moved the ball, just couldn't get punched in. So look for Cadillac Elson to have a good passing game. Because, I mean, he's been right on there. The both defenses are really, really good.
How much better was Cadillac before tearing his ACL. For those that haven't seen him since the torn ACL,
He was his mobility is where it was. So if it wasn't open, he could scramble and run over guys. And now you don't see it. He's more of a pocket guy. But he's still throwing the ball really well. So.
All right, second half coming up. That's Thomas Thrash. Thank you for coming up. We
Absolutely.
appreciate you. It is 16-0. Mansfield leads Fordyce. We'll come back and look at some of the stats from the first half and get you ready for the second half kickoff. Stick around. More action of the 3A state championship game when we come back.
Back here at War Memorial. Whoa, good Lord. Back here at War Memorial Stadium. 2:09 left to go. Well, they'll put 3 more minutes on the clock. But counting down here to the second half of the 3A state championship game. 16-0 Mansfield against Fordyce. It's been a good game so far, Coach. But I'll tell you what, the big difference is there. Just the mistakes being cashed in on by Mansfield. And it feels like they started to started to lean on Fordyce a little bit. And if you're going up against a team that's been as dominant as Mansfield, the mistakes get magnified in situations like that because Fordyce has done a lot of stuff well. It's not been one-way traffic, but it feels like because of the scoring that it's going to be a really steep climb for Fordyce despite the fact they played well.
Well, I think one of the things that Wes brought up when we started the broadcast was, who's going to win the line of scrimmage. And definitely right now, Mansfield's winning the line of scrimmage. And
both ways, too. It's been tough running the ball for Fordyce.
And Fordyce started off, they tried to get in the power right and tried to run right at them, and that did not work. And then they spread them out and had a little bit of success. They caught some deep balls. But since then, the pass rush has gotten to Ellison, the quarterback from Fordyce, and right now they're kind of stuck figuring out what to do. And so Coach Rogers, veteran coach who's won a state championship and that's outstanding coach, he's going to figure something out here and try to make a run at it.
Wes, if you're Fordyce, this possession to begin. Oh, no, sorry, he's eating. All right. He's sitting down here. You can't act like it's crazy. He's sitting back down. I didn't see he was eating. Coach, this possession's first coming out of the half here. I mean, you got to reestablish some kind of toughness here.
Well, Mansfield's going to get the ball to start the second half.
Right. The good news is for Fordyce, like you said, they have no kicker. So even if it's a long drive, as long as you can pin your ears back in the red zone and go stop, you got a shot.
So what Fordyce needs to do is they really need 3 and out. They need to reestablish their line of scrimmage again, and then come down and find them a touchdown. And I tell you what Mansfield has done here is they do have 2 touchdowns, but they also get the 2 2-point conversions, which is a little bit difficult as well. So, but a lot of good things going on for Mansfield, and Fordyce has been in a bind before, and they've always seemed to bail themselves out of it. And so looking forward to the second half there. I'm sure we're going to see Fordyce make a run here.
Also, coming up tonight, Dardanelle will take on Elkins in the 4A championship game, the final of 7 games here at War Memorial Stadium across the last 2 weeks' time. And we had Cedar Ridge in the 8-man championship game, Cross County in the 2A championship game. 3A is being sorted out right here as 16-0 is our score between Mansfield and Fordyce for 3A. 4A once again tonight. 5A, Robinson ends up beating Lakeside and caps off their one of the most perfect seasons you'll ever see, with them trailing in every single one of their playoff games, but ultimately finding that quality. And then in the 6A, what a game we had last week with Shiloh and Greenwood, 70-50. You could say you called the game, the high school championship game with the most points in the history of Arkansas high school football. 70-50, 120 total points was the most. And then 7A, Bryant flexed on Bentonville with a convincing beat down in that one. So we're game and a half left to go here. Coach, how is this year compared to other years in your mind?
I think we've seen better individual performances. I mean, this year, I think we're starting to see some guys that have come out. In the 8-man game, we talked about it earlier.
Quarterback play was awesome.
The quarterback play was great. He made a lot of plays, and we saw Danny Bill in the 2A game. He looked really good. And you're wondering, God, that guy's going to be a really big force for the Hogs here later on. In the state championship game, we saw Kane Archer, a lot of good things he did, but then we turned around and watched Shiloh just dominate with the 3 tailbacks that they used. And then, and then the 7A game, we couldn't say enough about the defensive line from Bryant that night. Just dominated the football game. I'll be honest with you, I think we're going to wrap this whole thing up tonight with the best of all of them, because those are 2 very, very good football games, 2 football teams. They've dominated. The only loss on anybody's record is the one Dardanelle gave to Elkins. And Dardanelle's been kind of building to this point for a few years with Creed Vega and the guys that play around him. And Phil Vega, the coach, obviously that's his son playing quarterback. But Phil and Zach Watson from Elkins, they have built these programs to be the dominant 2 programs in 4A the last few years. So looking forward to that game tonight. And also, you mentioned Danny Beal, and I think one thing that's been a storyline throughout these playoffs, and I think will continue to be, is the fact that Arkansas is just going through a coaching change, and a lot of the individual stuff that we've seen here. There's some guys that were flips. That we've multiple guys we've seen on these fields. Danny Beal, and then some of the talent we saw at Bryant are guys who flipped, right? So we talked about some of the in-state talent that we've seen here, and their potential down the line. Mentioned another guy, Kane Archer. Kane Archer originally commits to Gus Malzahn when he was at UCF. Gus goes on to be the OC at Florida State. Then he flips his commitment. He commits to Utah earlier this year. Well, and I'm not sure how much he was told, but we got news the other day. Kyle Whittingham's going to step down at Utah. Morgan Scally will take over. So we'll see what the commitment in the future looks like for a guy in Kane Archer who is committed to 2 coaches, and both those coaches have ended up leaving. Just shows you the fickle nature of the college sports, and talk about kids transferring all the time. And
hey, his coaches moving.
The Hogs will go to Utah in week 2, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm not sure why they let that one still be on the schedule. Gonna be honest, that with all these teams canceling their home and homes, it's tough to fathom that one to me. But Fordyce will kick off in half number 2. They've got those white uniforms. And gentlemen, I think it's black. It's black, right? Is it black? Is the
red and black? You've got some red and black. You got a sky kick going to their sideline. Oh, onside kick.
Onside kick to be recovered at the 47. But got those white uniforms with the red and black stripe, black numbers trimmed in red, and the white pants have a black and red stripe down the side. White helmets with the logo on the Redbug logo on the side. And then Mansfield has got all red uniforms, red pants, red jerseys, white numbers, white letters. And then they've got the red helmets with the stripes over the top. Said it earlier, say it again. It's just the Memphis uniforms, but it's blue, or those are blue. These are red. So the Tigers of Mansfield will work right to left across your radio dial. It's a 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line of the Tigers. They've got a 16-point advantage here. Josh Neighbors, Coach Jim Withrow, Wes Moore, and Trip Keeter on the sideline. Chris Holloway on the 1s and 2s as this carry will go forward for about 3 yards.
Stop off the left side, right behind the tackle. Caden Orr and Xander Nichols right behind them was Burton. Wes, you know what I love about small schools? We look at they had the hands team out there, and it was the center, Ethan Martin, that recovered the onside kick. And at halftime, we had Al Amos and another player from Fordyce as the drum majors. I mean, you got to love these guys are out doing a lot of stuff. And
Noah Gamble.
Yes, outstanding, man. Loved it.
And so now it'll be a 2nd down and 6. Snap taken, and Burton is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Couple of red bugs attach themselves. Kyle Randall, who Wes mentioned earlier, has had an outstanding season from a statistical standpoint. He gets there first. And
looked like they were trying to read the defensive tackle right there, and just a really nice play by Daniel Warner, number 64, to blow that up.
Once again, we're on Buzz 2 for this game. 4A championship game will be on Buzz tonight. Appreciate you joining us for all these state championships. And the left tackle, or left guard, rather. I can't tell if it was guard or tackle, but I think it was the left guard. Yep, moves early. So it'll be a false start. So now it'll be a 3rd down and 5. And this was a theme in the first quarter, at least, for this offense for Mansfield, is that offensively, with the actual plays, Coach, they were on schedule. But their procedural penalties and the holdings and whatnot took them off schedule, and that's why they were unable to score despite racking up.
Yeah,
runs.
this is a big play here. That could very well kill the drive here. They got a 3rd and long right here, and they don't. You want to be careful here. You got a 16-0 lead, and you don't want to do anything to help Fordyce out.
Fordyce trying to get the stop they need to have here in the opening possession of the second half. 10:20 to go. Toss goes left side into the backfield, and Burton bobbles it, but he's going to cut it back to the right. But eventually, he's going to be brought down. In the backfield initially, Leighton Piles, it was Tristan Winston who was there. He cut it back the other way, and finishing off was Harris.
He is the nickel back in this thing, in this 4-2-5 defense, and he had him dead to rights there in the backfield and let him go. But their defensive speed showed up right there, didn't it, Wes?
Yeah, that time Xavier Jones prevented him from getting to the outside, made a good tackle. No gain that time. So it's 4th and long, no punt.
So 4th down and long from the 47-yard line in a 16-0 game, 9:38 to go. And so this punt is going to be a pretty good one, right side, but it's actually going to eventually end out of bounds. So good length, but directionally not where you wanted it to be. So it's going to end up.
Yeah, that's only about a 19-yard punt. That one went off the side of his foot. But it definitely, we say it went off the side of his foot. I think he's intentionally not wanting to kick that ball to him. So
Marto Stroud was the return.
Absolutely. Did not want to kick it to Stroud. So interesting to see what we have right here. Got a stop by Fordyce. Here's an opportunity now for them to try to get back in this game.
Looks like Fordyce is going to spread this out. They're going to go 4 wide and try to attack them through the air.
So now it is a 1st down and 10 from the 31-yard line of Mansfield, of Fordyce. Handoff will go left side, trying to turn upfield, but being unsuccessful. That was TJ Harris. And we've said this a million times today, but guess who was there? It was Xander Walters. I have to say, Harris, 55 carries on the year, 284 and 2 touchdowns, just over 5 yards a tote. Their best back has been Micah Gamble. He's run the ball 168 times this season, but he's been more impressive on defense today as Ellison back to throw. Got a man. This throw was low, and unable to haul that one in was Tremaine Turner.
One of the things, it looked like we had a mesh right there. We had one come underneath, and then we had one Turner go a little bit deeper across. But it doesn't look like that that Ellison's really setting his feet. Look, he's totally in a lot of it, like Wes talked about it. It comes down to the fact that he's had that knee needs to be repaired at the end of the season.
Braced up, torn ACL, and sometimes just doesn't step into it.
Ellison throws. This one tips off the hands. And yeah, I think another part of this is it's going to be fourth down. It's almost hard to read his body language because it's not traditional. So he's having to throw it from every different kind of angle of every receiver. It's hard to anticipate if you don't really know what it's going to look like coming out of his hands.
He didn't step into that one at all. That was off the back foot, and it was just all arm. He put it on the money. It was a little high.
Yeah, that ball should have been caught by Gamble, though, and I think Gamble would say that.
6'2", 250 is what the radio guys told me that Cadillac is. 6'2", 250.
That is
conservative.
Eli Blagg from EPC, big.
So it's going to be a punt formation on 4th down and 10. This punt is up. It'll be twirling in the air across the 50. It'll bounce down across the 40, so it gets a generous roll, and it'll die at the 37-yard line. And we'll step aside here and break. 8:35 to go, 16-0 between Mansfield and Fordyce. So back here at War Memorial Stadium on the campus of UAMS, as we say, 16-0. Mansfield leads Fordyce. 8:35 to go in quarter number 3 of the 3A state championship game. Josh Neighbors, Jim Withrow, Wes Moore, and Trip Keeter. Chris Holloway on the ones and twos as Burton takes this first down carry, and he takes the defense with him.
Nice little 17-yard gain on first down.
Yep, they used that condensed formation where they brought the receivers in a little bit tighter, faked the sweep with some motion, and to the right, and inside handoff to the left to Burton again for a nice start to the drive.
Burton 157 on the ground in the first half.
Yeah, give him he's going to have over 200. And it is the Burton brothers. There are 8 of them in all.
No way.
One of them graduated last year. A couple of them are adopted, but it's all a family of Burtons.
The brothers Burton have been effective today. Toss goes left side, cutting back to the inside and gaining a nice little chunk of yardage. That one's Jeremiah Burton.
I'm going to tell you, if the Burtons and the Orrs don't show up, if they unionize and hold out, we're in trouble.
That's what Thomas Thrash said at halftime. And the Burton's dad gets mad at the coach about something. Well, there goes your team.
Yeah, you got to.
I want to thank all the awesome businesses that have sponsored us all year for high school football. As it's 2nd down and 6. Ball is at the 40-yard line of Fordyce with 7:25 to go. Traditional flex bone formation. Man goes in motion. Handoff right side Burton, but he's met immediately. Nice job flying into the backfield was Fordyce's Vincent Stroud.
It's interesting how Cooper Edwards is lining up over here. He's a receiver, but they've brought him in really tight, and he's almost at an angle where he can block down. But it really looks like to me, Coach Overton West has decided we're going to give this ball to Burton, and we're going to melt this clock and get out of here.
Which Burton?
My fault. That would be Andrew Burton, yes.
So now it is a 3rd down and 6 from the 40-yard line. Methodical is this offense. They'll run the misdirection play once again, but this time Fordyce all over it. They're fired up down there as they force a 4th down and 5 here with 6:30 to go.
Kayo came up big.
Man.
Not a KO, but a Kayo. It was a big hit, but not technically a knockout.
They ran looked like they ran the counter tray, pulled the guard and tackle to the left, and both of these defenses have played really, really well. Guys, we're 2 big plays with the difference in the game. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you take away those 2 plays, Coach, look at a lot of the numbers. I mean, it's they've been tough sledding at times for Mansfield, and that's kind of the story in these games is the explosives, as we've said. Fordyce has popped some of their own, but they have not been for touchdowns. As this snap is taken, it's going to be a punt. So a 4th and 5 punt, and this one will twist in the air, bounce at the 15, and then head directly out of bounds.
He has been told probably starting Sunday night, do not kick him the ball. Do not kick Stroud the ball because he is kicking way away from him.
I was talking with the Fordyce radio crew during the half, and I asked them, have you trailed at the half in any game like this year? They said, yeah, week 1, we were down 12 to Monticello, came back and beat them by double digits. So they've been in this position before, and something they can kind of go back on. Now it was very first week of the game, the year, but they have overcome a deficit at the half.
Mentioned that in the pregame, they've had 4 of their last 6 games be decided by a score. So tight contest, not a foreign subject for them, as this is going to be a speed sweep left to right for Fordyce, and they're going to lose yardage once again. They cannot keep these linebackers out of the backfield. That time, Logan Orr, and I believe his brother Caden Orr, brothers Orr, were in the backfield making the stop.
Well, that one right there, Jeremiah Burton was the star linebacker. He's the outside linebacker, and he is setting the edge, and he's not letting them outside. The thing about it is Fordyce is going to have to block better on the perimeter if they're going to have any of these big plays.
5:13 and counting in quarter number 3. Ball is placed at the 11-yard line of Fordyce. Shotgun formation, throwing the flat. Nice play as that ends up being T.J. Harris who collects it, and his first move, Wes, has been a couple times tonight.
Yeah, Harris almost shook the cornerback and picked up a big gain, but give the DB credit. He got just enough on his leg to trip him up, and about an 8-yard gain?
Yeah.
But that's what they needed on second and long. Now it's third and manageable.
Third and manageable now. 3rd down at about 5-ish at the 20-yard line. Ball is spotted at the right hash as Fordyce works left to right across your radio dial, trailing by 16 here in the 3A championship game. 4:27 to go in quarter number 3. Shotgun snap is taken. Ellison, he is drilled, throws it deep, he's got a man. This one's caught. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. House call. Ellison, he takes a shot, and then he takes a shot downfield. And Fordyce, it's Stroud on the other end. It's a 80-yard connection. And finally, a big play bomb for the Redbugs.
Well, they faked the bubble to the inside receiver, and they had to go with the outside receiver, and it looked like Mansfield jumped the bubble there, hadn't blown a coverage. And, boy, great job by Ellison just staying in the pocket, taking a hit with it.
He took a big hit, and Silas Burton was over there. The ball was in the air a long time.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of
Burton just misplayed the ball in the air.
He was short.
Yeah, just came down a little short, misread it, and that allowed Stroud to catch it, and then there was nobody left.
Well, touchdown's big, but maybe the bigger part of this entire sequence now becomes this 2-point conversion. 16-6, our score. Ellison, back to pass. Looks, he had a man in the flat, but decides to throw it across the middle. And so it remains a 2-possession game. The coaching staff is pointing that out.
Silas Burton just misplayed a ball in the air for the touchdown. Silas Burton made up for it, got a hand on it, deflected it, and incomplete. Stays 16-6.
We'll step aside at that score, 16-6 Mansfield over Fordyce here in the 3A championship game. Rocket kick. I'm not sure how to describe that besides rocket kick. Finds the Mansfield quarterback, as Wes astutely pointed out there, Jubal Parks. So the sophomore catches it, and that means the Mansfield drive will begin on their own 41-yard line. But last drive, Fordyce ends up going 3 plays and 85 yards in 1 minute and 34 seconds. It was an 80-yard touchdown pass from Cadillac Ellison to Jamartez Stroud, and so now it's a 16-6 ball game after the extra point was unsuccessful. First down for Mansfield. They work right to left, toss to Burton. Burton's got a hole right side. 40, 30. Here come the afterburners. He's going to take it all the way. Burton shows the speed.
Well, they gave an unbalanced set like we've talked about before. They had the tight end over to the left, and then they brought the receiver over to the left as well. But my man Burton, it was a toss sweep to him to the left side, just a little outside zone, and he cut it back, and he was gone. And he is the fastest man on this field today.
That was shocking once again.
Yes.
You know, the first time I thought, well, maybe the safety who had what we thought had the angle just wasn't as fast. That time he outran two different guys. Got to the corner and then pulled away from those guys.
Well, if anybody debates whether he's the fastest guy on the field, he's outran everybody twice. So
we have had touchdowns today as the 2-point conversions lined up for. Snap taken, toss, misdirection, now back towards the middle, and finding the end zone. But losing the football at the end, pitching it across the line almost.
That's good.
Was it good or was it not? The referees have not signaled good. It looked like
they need to review this.
Around the edge was Jeremiah Burton. It looked like he was in, but the ball was coughed up at the very end.
He was in. He crossed. Once he crossed, he was good.
Still have to describe it to the folks, Coach. Still have to let them know what happened.
No.
TJ, no, I don't have to, but TJ Harris caught it.
Yeah.
They said it wasn't any good. So they're going to say it's no good. So what happened was Burton was pushing his way forward on the 2-point conversion. And it looked like he was in, but the ball goes up in the air. I think as he's trying to signal that he's in. And on the other end, TJ Harris caught it and then was tackled as he was trying to return it. As it sits right now, it's 22-6. But we think with that being a 2-point conversion that's good, that it should be 24-6.
It's under review now officially.
Right.
The Mansfield crowd, you could hear them booing the call, and now they're cheering. They were all pointing to the scoreboard like, watch the scoreboard, watch the scoreboard. And yeah, it looked like he was in before the ball came out, but they'll take a look at it.
We'll take care of a little bit of admin right now. I want to thank our sponsors for all of our high school football games of the week as you all communicate with our friends over at PBS and their screens. Brought to you by the Electrical Cooperatives of Arkansas, serving 60% of the great state of Arkansas, providing reliable and affordable power. They're your local energy partner. Midtown Plumbing, residential and commercial plumbing all over Central Arkansas. They have 24-hour emergency plumbing and service. MidtownMechanicalServices.com. Roller Funeral Homes, they've been voted best of the best year after year. They take pride in serving you and your family all their respect. RollerFuneralHomes.com. And Home Hardware Center in Searcy. Shop for hardware, tools, and all of your home improvement needs at Home Hardware Center. I want to thank all of those sponsors for sponsoring our Buzz High School football game of the week all season long. and for sponsoring the state championships. Mansfield 22, Fordyce 6.
You can go ahead and
3:58 to
update
go.
that. You can say 24-6.
Well, guys, this is big. This is a big call. I think it's going to
You're
be
trying to
24
trick
to
me into
6.
being. I'm not going to pull a trip.
No,
I'm not going to pull a trip. I'm going to
It's
let them.
good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well,
It's
the deal is this
TV
goes,
guys have already said that.
this
was
goes
touchdown.
from a 2 to a 3 possession game. So
Right.
this is big.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, we're back to a 3-possession game. So essentially what you were talking about before, Coach, right?
Yeah.
We'll get down there with Trip Keeter. But as it stands right now, we've had touchdowns of 48 yards, 59 yards, of 80 yards, and of 90 yards in this game. They've been exclusively big plays.
They're looking at this a long time.
I know.
The TV guys were adamant that
what
that
I
was
said.
a good.
Well, did you get a good angle at this?
Well, I don't want to pull a Josh and be wrong about every other thing I say, but from my angle over here down by the 15. Hey, you said pull a trip. It's only fair. I'm sorry. I love you, buddy. So from down here, it looked like he crossed the plane before the ball popped out. That's what my angle said over here down near the 15-yard line, and even looking at the replay. But I'm not going to make the same mistake I did earlier and say what for sure it's going to be, so it's going to be a close call.
Well, you're kind of along the consensus up here in the booth with us, Trip. So that's kind of been what the folks over at PBS, JB Brazil and Bobby Swafford have said. Coach, you and Wes believe that that's the case. My limited views think that's the case. But anyway, I mean,
Well,
what a
I
response
don't know.
from
I couldn't
Mansfield.
tell. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just
Well, 'cause
relaying what
Yeah,
the TV guys
and
are
our
saying.
angle, the TV angle that we saw was behind him. So there is no definitive way down the line you can tell. But as it sits right now, 22-6, Mansfield, great response there.
After review, overturned. It is a
Well, referees might cut out, but all we care about is his two arms going up and signaling a good conversion. So for the second time today, we've seen, I'm not sure if it's, but yeah, second time today, we've seen the brothers Burton do the touchdown and the 2-point combination together as Andrew Burton and Jeremiah Burton combined for not just 6, but for 8.
What do you do if you're coaching at Mansfield and all the Burtons have run out and there's none left? You just retire?
Ask many
I mean,
wars.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Ask them to keep adopting.
Yeah.
Josh, you were asking earlier about Utah. Made the comment, "Why are you still playing Utah?" I was going to tell you, the SEC has a rule: you got to play at least one Power 4 conference in the non-conference every
Northwestern
year.
exists.
Well, it's already scheduled.
I know.
That's why.
There's plenty of bad ACC schools out there, Wes. All right, this one in the air. Fair catch with a couple feet heading out of bounds.
Yeah. Put it on the left hash, sky kick to the right, and he does catch it out of bounds right there. You kind of wish they would have a little bit better communication right there and help themselves out. But they'll take the ball. They'll take the ball at the 40-yard line anytime.
Now, Wes, 4 of Arkansas's 5 opponents on the road next year have had at least 9 wins this year.
They did call kicking it out of bounds.
See, because his foot was in the line when he caught it.
When he caught it.
So
they'll get the 42. That's good field position. They got to hurry now. Like you said, they're down 3.
Yeah.
Explosive offense, though. Look for try to just keep hitting on those big plays
and
downfield.
one of the things you've got the guys in Stroud and in Gamble that can make plays. They got to find them some room to run.
Wes, it's a great point about timing because Mansfield's been explosive. We also know they've got a 10-minute drive in them, right? They've got the ability to hold on to the football and move it effectively. Ball is at the 42 of Fordyce. Score in this game, 24-6. Ellison back to pass. Throws on the run. It's caught towards the sideline and tumbling out of bounds near the first down marker. Looked like, trying to see who he found. That ends up being Xavier Jones.
Yeah, Xavier Jones has kind of been the preferred target most of the day. He's got, or at least he has a few more catches than most. It's just a deep out to the right, rolled out to the right. Good ball, good catch.
And they play off of it because it's such a long throw.
Yes.
They're not used to a quarterback being able to make that throw.
Right.
So with 3:53 to go, the referees signal first down. Ball is now in Mansfield territory. First down and 10 at the 48. Ball on the right hash. Ellison back to pass. It's going to be a slip out in the flat to Harris, and Harris has been so
I'm going
close
to tell you this.
to breaking one today.
If this score holds, I mean, obviously Burton would be the MVP, but the second one would be Cooper Edwards. He has made more plays. That is an outstanding tackle in the open field against, was that TJ Harris?
It was TJ Harris,
against TJ Harris, a quality back, good player, but Cooper Edwards played outstanding.
We've seen excellent tackling in space today, Coach Edwards, and also the other way Gamble has been good in space. 2nd down and 7. Snap taken. Ellison bobbles it. Throws it back out to Harris, who goes right side. He'll funnel his way forward to the 37-yard line, then scampers out of bounds. Clock stops. 3:11 to go. Another first down. And so this is just simple distribution out of the backfield for Ellison.
Boy, Ellison, you were kind of looked at him a lot and talked about him, Wes. He is a mature guy as far as looking at what he's got and what he doesn't have and making decisions.
Well, now all of a sudden, because of the lead, Mansfield's dropping their safeties back, and that deep ball's not there.
Well,
there's a lot of stuff underneath, and he's just checking it down.
Yeah, we talked about that early on with the first deep ball. After that, they've kind of really made sure they kept everything in front.
Back here on 103.7 The Buzz now. I want to thank our man HB for doing that. Throw to the left side. This one's caught in the flat, scampering forward to the 30, breaking the tackle, now the 20, fighting his way down to the 10. And Burton lets him slide into the end zone. What a fight down the sideline.
Micah Gamble, that's the first big play we've really seen from Micah Gamble. He hasn't been able to run the ball, but they've been lining him up as a wide receiver, and that time he caught it.
Two things right there. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
All right, 2 things right there. They had the 2 receivers out to the left. They went vertical to clear it out for Gamble. So a very good play, very good call by the coach, and then a very good play by Gamble. Gamble basically played tug of war with his jersey down the sidelines.
It looked like Burton looked like he was water skiing for a second. He was down in the stance. He had 2 hands on the jersey, and Gamble said, "You're coming with me because I'm headed to the end zone." So 2-point conversion here. Ellison back to pass. He's rolling to his right, throws the end zone, and his intended target was out of bounds. So big story here is, in terms of back and forth, it is 3 scores to 2 scores, but the margin's 12 because Mansfield has found 6 extra points on their 2-point conversions, and meanwhile 0 for 2 are the Redbucks.
I think last week when we did a game together, we talked about how big these 2-point conversions are with these schools that don't have kickers and how it changes the game.
No, how many games do you think when these small schools that come down to basically one play and it's a 2-point conversion?
And I guarantee you guys, these 2 coaches started the year off finding anybody that could kick an extra point, and they just don't feel comfortable with it. So
4 plays and 58 yards and 58 seconds is all it took.
He's going to put it in the middle. He's going to tee it up in the middle of the field, and they're going to try for an onside kick here towards their sidelines, towards the Fordyce sidelines.
So back and forth we go. And now this one is going to be caught at the 47. Short fields, but explosive plays.
It's Parks again, the quarterback for Mansfield, catches that little flutter ball in the air and just goes down to the ground.
Every single touchdown in this game has been at least 35 yards or more.
Now, can Fordyce get a stop? Can they get the ball back or a turnover? That would be big. A strip.
Yep, something fast, some sort of explosive play to get them back in here.
So now it's a 1st and 10. Ball is at the 43-yard line of Mansfield. They've got a 12-point advantage with 2:59 to go. Carey goes right side and then shooting forward. I think it was
Parks, the quarterback.
Parks, the quarterback.
Yep. He just took the snap and went around the left side. Nothing fancy about it, and got him a couple of yards. But what they're trying to do here is they're trying to milk this clock as much as they can.
Well, Fordyce did a really good job of setting the edge. I think he was trying to bounce it outside, had a pitch man, but the edge blew up the play, and so he just cut it up and got what he could get.
The 5 drives that have scored touchdowns today have all taken a combined 3 minutes. 2nd down and 8. Handoff. Right side. Burton dragging players with him, spinning, but enough Fordyce Redbugs attach themselves to Burton.
Well, they went with unbalanced set to the right this time. They brought the extra receiver over to the right, and then they tried to run off tackle back to the short side, the nub side, and there's just nothing there. That I tell you, man, Fordyce has played really. They've given up some big plays, but for the most part, they've played fairly well up front.
That was your band member, Al Amos,
Oh,
making the tackle.
He's played all 60 minutes and then some. I guess today will be the story for him, or 48 minutes and then some. And quarterback for Mansfield will head towards the sideline as they have to get it in quickly here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds on a 3rd down and 6. Snap taken. Handoff goes right side. They'll try and drive forward, but not enough real estate as it's going to be a 4th down. Silas Burton was met with force at the 50 as Burton is slow to get up, as is his foe, Al Amos, who you just mentioned, and that hard hit at the 50 has made it 4th down and 3.
Tried to go a little misdirection, counter back to the right, and nothing there, man. The defense here has played really well with who is our linebacker right there? Amos again.
Guys, they're going for it on 4th and 3 from midfield.
They give the appearance that they are. 4th and 3 from midfield, a 12-point game, 6 on the play clock. Under a minute left in quarter number 3. Snap taken. Toss right side. Burton cuts it back. Will he get enough for the 1st down?
No.
I think he's going to be short. Fordyce Redbugs hold up the fist. And he's going to be short. He needed the 47-yard line. They spot it at the 48.
I believe that was Micah Gamble that came up and made that play.
They get in that. It's essentially a trips formation in the eye, and they've tossed sweep to Burton to the right. And this time he's made big plays, but this time he's going to be short.
The officials signal Fordyce football. And so with 32 seconds left in quarter number 3, the Redbugs get the stop they desperately needed.
A little surprised they went for that, Coach?
Well, your punts have been about 15 or 20 yards, maybe
point.
50 yards, 15 yards or so.
And that's in the
We've talked about you
range.
don't want to kick the ball to Stroud back there. So maybe not so much.
Fordyce allowed a touchdown, but they forced 2 turnovers on downs. They forced 2 stops, rather. Ellison's back to pass. Throws. He gets crushed again. This one's going to be low and incomplete. So with 28 seconds left to go in quarter number 3, it's 24-12. Mansfield leads Fordyce, the 3A championship game. 2nd down and 10. Ball is at the 48-yard line of Fordyce.
Well, one thing we got to watch right here. Where of all the passes they've completed, they've all been underneath stuff. So is Mansfield going to be patient enough to let's just keep everything in front, or are they going to try to play that underneath stuff? If they do, that's going to give them an opportunity to hit the big stuff, the deep stuff with Fordyce.
Ellison back to pass. Flat, though. He's got a man. Guess who? It's Harris. Harris now is down to the 35-yard line. That's where he scoots out of bounds. So a 1st down pickup on 2nd down and 10. And once again, Fordyce able to move the football thanks to TJ Harris.
They just clear out the left side with a couple of wide receivers and then run the back out of the backfield into that empty area. And just it's a good clear out play for TJ Harris.
Well coached game. Really well executed by the Fordyce guys as well. They realize what they've been given, and then they're taking it right here. Nice job by Ellison as well.
6 catches for 52 yards, 8.7 yards per catch for Harris. But effective. Ellison back to pass, dumps it off late, finds Harris at the line of scrimmage, and he'll get about a yard. So that was a really good job by Ellison. He was going to be dropped for a loss there and is able to flip it. A little bit of improvisation to make sure it's not too much of a loss, and we'll step aside here as 3 quarters are in the books. 24-12, Mansfield leads Fordyce in the 3A state championship game. Back here, we'll send it down to the fourth member of our crew, Trip Keeter. Trying to find you, Trip. Where did I track you down at?
Hi, I'm
Where's
down here
Walt?
on your left, over
Left
the end
side.
zone. Hello.
I don't even know which end zone. Oh, there you are.
Left
There you are.
end zone,
All right,
Josh.
so I got you. You didn't tell me which sideline. The vibe over there on the Fordyce sideline. What's it like considering they're in a 12-point hole?
Well, it was a little bit to start the second half. There were some heads hanging, and now here with a 12-point ball game with them with the ball here coming up second down. A little bit desperation, but a lot of hope over here on the sideline. They're ready to keep pushing. They're ready to keep fighting, and hopefully punch the Tigers in the mouth.
Josh Neighbors, it was Trip Keeter that you heard. Westmore and the coach Jim Withrow are here. 24-12. Mansfield leads Fordyce. It's a 3A championship game. Started over on Buzz 2. Now we're here on 103.7 The Buzz proper. Right now it's a second down and 10. Ball is on the 34-yard line. The Fordyce Red Bugs will be working right to left across your radio dial. They trail by 12, but they've scored all 12 of those points here. They did so in quarter number 3. And now they're on the move once again. It's been the stuff underneath, Coach, that's helped them kind of set everything up.
Yeah, really, really smart adjustment by the Fordyce coaches. They were going deep early, connected on one or two balls. For the most part, they haven't got a lot here lately, so they've just been clearing it out, throwing the underneath stuff, and letting their guys make plays.
Their quarterback, Cadillac Ellison's 19 of 30 for 327 and 2 scores. Ellison back to pass, runs into his own lineman, and he'll be dropped. Tried to throw it as he was getting pulled down, and they're going to say it's a sack. And trying to see who got in the backfield, but it was pressure up the middle, and Ellison will be dropped for a loss. And a good job defensively, just no quit on that play.
No twists, no stunts, no blitz. That's just the front four getting back there, especially Bowsley and Caden Orr, the two defensive tackles.
So now it's a third down and 20. Ball is at the 44-yard line. Ellison back to pass. Over the middle. This one's picked off. It's a short throw. It's picked off by Silas Burton, the third of the Burton boys that's been involved today. And we were going to have some extracurriculars. It's going to be 15 yards on Fordyce. And that second interception of the day for Ellison is going to give the ball back to Mansfield.
Well, we go back to the knee issue, and it's the right knee, it's the plant knee, so he can't really get a lot of weight on it, and I'm glad Wes brought that up to us, because if he plants right there and throws that like he wants to, I think it's a touchdown, guys, on the post. They had a post with the inside receiver. He just waited a little bit long and couldn't get enough on it.
And we're going to get a ruling from the official here. So Fordyce gets tagged with an unsportsmanlike conduct, and it was pretty obvious. And shaken up was Caden Orr after that play. But that 15 yards will make it a first down and 10 now from the 39-yard line of Fordyce. Mansfield can stretch this thing out once again to a 3-score lead. All they have to do is punch it in the end zone.
Mansfield defensive line. I mean, you got to give them credit. It's second down and 10. They're driving. Maybe can make it a 1-score game, and that sack on second down was huge.
Totally changed
Third
everything.
and 20 all of a sudden.
Absolutely.
Total yards pretty even in this game. 378 for Mansfield, 334 for Fordyce, 327 for the Red Bugs in the air, but the other way around. 330 on the ground today for this Mansfield Tigers offense. That's where they go once again on first down. Burton will be dragged down at the 32-yard line. Nice tackle there. That was a good job from Al Amos, who's been all over the place today.
Dive off the right side there, and man, Burton hits that hole fast, doesn't he? He really hits it fast.
He really ran over Amos, and Amos, as he was falling backwards, just pulled him down on top of it.
Well, sometimes, Wes, you're in the business end of it as a linebacker, and you just still got to finish the play. Amos did, and so it's a gain of about 3. Could have been worse if Amos didn't make the stop. Now it's going to be an option. Pitch out to the right side. It's Burton. Silas Burton spins after the interception down to the 10. He's dragged inside the 5, and Burton, a very fluid runner, Coach. He doesn't always seem like he's got the full speed going, but effective nonetheless. And now
Tell
he's
you
down.
what, good read by the quarterback, Jubal Parks. kept it on the read, flipped it out there on the outside, read the defensive end well, and big gain.
Flag at the 26-yard line. So do you see it, Wes? What they
I
signal
did not.
for?
It was
Okay.
it's holding. It's
Hold on,
coming back. I didn't see the hold.
Possibly out here on the wide receiver because
Well-
it was thrown by the sideline official.
Double trouble for Mansfield because at the 3-yard line on the sideline is Silas Burton. And so Silas Burton's down. He's right next to the pylon in the right corner. He's too close to playing surface for them to continue.
Yeah, he got his legs tangled up when they were coming in. It wasn't a hip check tackle, but it was one of those where they came flying in and landed on the back of his legs and maybe rolled something. He's up, though, now. Getting some help.
So we'll keep it right here. 10:29 to go in quarter number 4. 24-12. It was 0-0 after the first quarter. 2 touchdowns from Mansfield and 2 2-point conversions made it 16-0 at the half. A back-and-forth third quarter got us to 24-12, plus 6 for Fordyce, or plus 4 rather for Fordyce in that last quarter. But Cadillac Ellison throws an interception to Silas Burton, who just got injured. So it was an illegal block in the back, is what they say. So that'd be 2nd down and 12. So it happened downfield. So luckily for Mansfield.
Yeah, it's not 2nd and 20. It's 2nd and 12.
So 2nd down and 12. Ball is at the 41-yard line of Fordyce, right hash. 1 wide receiver, top of the formation. As Parks is sending a man in motion. He'll pitch it to the outside. This one's caught. Nice cut inside from Jeremiah Burton. Is at 20, 10, 5. Burton, end zone touchdown. Mansfield.
Same play, the other side. Outstanding.
Another flag, 19-yard line.
Flag at the 19. There's bodies everywhere as both these teams are starting to feel the effects of the cold and the physical game that we've had. Everybody's slow to get up now.
Well, in this option offense, when you defend it, everybody's got to go to their assignment, and if you don't, that time right there, blown assignment on the pitch man.
So during the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against Fordyce. So the touchdown will stand, and that will make it 30-12 here with 10:21 to go in the second quarter. And now a chance to make it an 18-point lead. Or excuse me, a 20-point lead, Math. But
It's hard for you.
I know. Missouri education list.
Boy, I tell you what, the Burton boys, there's some speed. He took that pitch and he took off. I mean, he was gone.
The Burtons have totaled for 390 yards on the ground today between the 3 of them.
The family's the MVP.
Yeah.
The mom and
Mom
dad.
and dad of the MVP.
Yeah, that MVP award should be sitting on the mantle of the Burton family.
Shay, for what it is, probably mom's got everybody organized. And
Yep.
it's the way it would be in my household, at least.
Both the primary Burton backs, Andrew and Jeremiah, went for over 100 yards today at this point now. Jeremiah is at 103 yards. This is a 2-point conversion attempt. Will be inside. And now it's flipped. So for the 3rd time today, the Burtons combine on the touchdown and the 2-point. Step aside. 32-12 our score as Mansfield leads Fordyce. Well, Mansfield looks like they're going to take control here in the fourth quarter. At least they do right now. 10:21 to go. But it's a 20-point advantage as it's now 32-12 here in the 3A title game here at War Memorial Stadium. A chilly day, overcast as well, as this kick will go and spin into the hands of Gamble, who's up to about the 36-yard line. Josh Neighbors, Wes Moore, Coach Jim Withrow will send it down to the fourth member of our crew, Trip Keeter. And Trip, Mansfield can probably start to feel it now, can't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And I got a quick update on Silas, who was injured on the previous drive for Mansfield. They were checking on his right knee. Seemed to be just a cramp. And just to make sure, they fed him a little bit of mustard before he went back on the field. Now he is on the field again playing for the Tigers. And
Mustard?
Yeah, like you said, yeah, mustard.
Are you sure?
I absolutely, yes.
All right. Have you guys heard of that one before?
Pickle juice guy.
I didn't know.
Not a
does-
mustard guy.
Does mustard have the same properties?
On that one, I don't know.
Well, we'll ask a dietitian if we got some time and can find one, as this sweep is taken up the left side. So a nice job. That's Tremaine Turner. Haven't called his name too much today, but Turner will get to about the 47. It's a first down.
Just
And
jet sweep right there is all that was. And they had TJ Harris out there leading the way.
I'll tell you what, Turner on the year, 9 yards per carry, 533 yards and 10 touchdowns.
He was their second leading rusher, and I think that's only his second carry today.
Yep, it's been a steady dose of Harris. They've gone away totally from the run for the most part, has Fordyce. Ellison on the bum knee, back to pass. This one is short-armed, and it's not the same player as Ellison. But tell you what, go ahead, Wes.
Well, it's tough right now because of the pressure, so they're trying to roll him out.
Right.
But you're asking a guy with the torn ACL with a brace on his leg to roll out and throw the ball, and it's tough enough for him standing in the pocket throwing the ball sometimes. So
I'll tell you what,
that's a
tough
double
kid.
whammy.
Tough kid.
I think the thing about it is you don't want him to sit back there and get on a platform and throw. You want him to get him off platform, and that's kind of what they've done here.
And he started both years as Ellison, 26 and 2 as a starter. 25, excuse me. Harris, right side. He's got a first down, and he's caressed down at about the 38. It was a really odd kind of fall
Just
together.
leaked him out of the backfield into the flats. And West, that was an unbelievable catch.
Yeah.
Just a one-handed meat hook on it and grabbed it.
He's been awesome today. In terms of moving the sticks, he's been very important to kind of setting up some of those big play bombs that we've seen. Harris has gotten the first downs, gotten them out of third and long.
Well, if they're just going to drop everybody deep, you got to hit them underneath and then make a play.
Ellison
Got
back
movement.
to pass. They'll throw left side, and so flags fly, 9:42.
The receiver at the top just took off like a second early. I
It's
mean,
happened
Well,
a couple times today.
They couldn't decide who was on and who was off. The two receivers, the inside guy was supposed to be on.
So backing themselves up, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line, 42-yard line. We'll see as the referees eventually spot the football. It's on the Mansfield side of things. So Fordyce has 9:42 to try and get not just 3 more scores, but try and find 3 more possessions in this game. Right now they need a score on this one. 9:35. Ellison back to pass. Looks deep. He's got a man. This one towards the end zone. It's caught and in stride. The smoothest catch and walk you'll ever see. This was a dime from Ellison. Right hash to left side and twisting, making the catch and walking into the end zone. I think that ends up being number 8. That is Xavier Jones. A trot into the end zone. Can't tell. The jersey's folded up. I couldn't tell. Or is that
There's
Marcus
5,
Stroud?
Jermaine Turner.
I think it was Jermaine Turner as
Jermaine
well.
Turner.
He just had a go route. They had it looked like they faked the bubble again with the inside receiver.
Well, you nailed it, Coach. They've thrown that underneath so many times. That time, the DB ran up to make a play and forgot about the guy running by him.
It sure did look like a busted coverage, didn't it?
Yep.
Ellison now in the 2-point conversion. Back to pass. Throws it, and they've not converted a single.
They're 0 for 3, and Mansfield's 4 for 4.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, really, it's
That's it.
4 touchdowns to 3 touchdowns.
Well,
the difference is the 2-point conversions.
It's 32-18 with 9:28 to go. The thing about it is, for an option offense, they've scored fast. Also, Fordyce has gotten them off the field relatively quickly as well at times, usually due to a penalty coach. But the thing is that, we thought that their ability to control the ball would come into play at some point. It hasn't yet, but this is kind of the meaningful moment here where you think it might.
This is the moment when they need to drive here. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's not been the effort to try to burn some clock. The Burtons have just
been so explosive.
Have been so explosive that it's been hard to control it. But I'll be honest with you. If they could get a stop right here, they put themselves in, they still have a chance. So, but they've got to find a way to get a stop.
The Burtons have combined for 390 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. So, I'll not to mention, Coach, as well, and Wes, 4 2-point conversions, I believe. 3 or 4 2-point conversions. So
it's really been all or nothing for Mansfield.
Yeah.
They've had some just really big plays that have been outstanding, or there have been a couple of quick drives where Fordyce has been able to get them off the field.
Well, if they have the trophy, state championship trophy, displayed at Mansfield, if they do win, they might put the team picture. They might just use the Burton family portrait, right?
Yeah,
no
doubt.
Right behind the trophy.
No doubt.
Well, I'm going to give credit to that offensive line,
They've
too.
done
Those 5
absolutely.
seniors have been
totally.
awesome.
Yes.
I'll give them a real quick shout-out for Mansfield. Xander Walters at left tackle, Caden Orr at left guard, Ethan Martin, your center, James Bosley at right guard, and Logan Orr at right tackle.
Also, got to say, it's interesting. The Fordyce defense on 3rd and 4th down combined is allowed 2 for 10 for Mansfield. So they've done pretty well in those spots. The problem is the Burtons have had the big play ability 90, 36, 26. I mean, it's killed them today.
Got their hands team in there right now. Definitely waiting for the onside kick. It's been an onside kick almost every time.
So now Fordyce sets up. This kick will dribble. It'll be corralled at the 47. So Mansfield's offense takes over there with 9:27 to go in a 14-point game.
I almost mentioned Michael Carter. He's the tight end. He's also been doing some good blocking.
Yeah.
He is a sophomore. He recovered that squib kick right there. It was one of those kind of spinners that was could have been difficult, but he fell on it, brought it in pretty easily.
I tell you what, they have been well prepared. They have gotten every onside kick or pooch and knew exactly what to do with it and the whole bit.
So now it's a 1st and 10, as I mentioned, from the 47. Tight formation here. Man in motion. And handoff will go up the middle as Andrew Burton's got it. He'll be gathered around the 44. Enough yardage for a first down.
Boy,
Good
you
to
can
see.
tell.
Silas Burton's back in, by the way.
They have told him to 2 hands on the ball. Do not let anybody strip that ball just right off tackle on the left side there. And, boy, he was gripping that ball like he was hanging on for dear life. Really good run to start the drive.
Andrew Burton came into the game averaging 173 yards rushing per game. He's well over 200 today.
252 yards rushing for Andrew Burton on 22 carries. 11.5 per pop, including a 90-yard touchdown run earlier in the game.
That puts him over 2,500 for the year.
What a year he's had, and he's adding on to it now as Burton funnels his way forward across the 35 and down to the 33-yard line. Burton starting to lean on that Fordyce
Really good
defense.
read by Jubal Parks right there. Went to the left side right there, read the defensive end. Defensive end came up the field, and he gave it on the dive right there to Burton.
So now it'll be a 1st and 10. Clock ticks, 23 on the play clock as we're under 8:30. I'm saying 8:30 to play here in quarter number 3.
What's Burton at now? 260?
263 yards, I
I wonder
believe.
if he gets a 300.
What is the record?
Ooh.
State title game.
Well, ask our stat man, Troy Mitchell. I could text Kyle Sutherland as well. Toss, right side now. This is Silas Burton, who's back into the game, and he almost gets stripped from behind, and he's slow to get up once again, but he's got Mansfield in the red zone, and so big chunk plays. This is not the slow crawl. It's still 10 yards at a time.
Just the rocket sweep, the rocket toss, what they call it, to the slot back coming in motion. Got a good pickup. One thing about that, when you're playing with your brothers in there and you kind of get dinged up, you know what your older brothers are going to say?
Suck it
Let's
up.
go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, no, that ain't gonna work. Let's
Yeah.
go.
And by the way, he was following James Bosley, the right guard. He pulled and did an outstanding job. Got a pancake block on it. And what Burton did was slow down, let Bosley make the block.
Silas Burton in there once again, tight formation, under 8 to play. Handoff goes left side. Andrew Burton is immediately dumped in the back, not actually in the backfield, but be curious to see how many negative rushes. I know it's hard against this team to get negative rushes, but I don't think they've had many plays
I
lose
see
yardage
one
today.
lost yard. Silas Burton had a carry that lost 1 yard.
Yeah, I think that might have been on the toss sweep one time. But yeah, you're right, Josh. You very seldom see negative yards. That's why the coaches love this offense, because it normally sets you up, puts you in good situations, especially a lot of third and shorts.
Well, this team mentioned coming into the day had rushed for over 4,600 yards as a team. They've now rushed for over 5,000 yards on the season. Handoff. Burton, right side, big hole. He spins, throws a man off of him, keeps the balance, and he finds his way into the end zone.
A little icing on the cake right there for Andrew Burton. Burton gets into the open field. The cornerback was trying to tackle him, and he just threw him off of him.
Just off tackle. They pull the guard around, looks like right there. But he just threw a guy off of him right there. He did this 2 weeks ago. He just threw 2 guys off on a play. I'm with you. Somebody needs to offer this guy something. This football player right there.
Hey, Tripp, when you're doing the MVP, and I know it's going to be Andrew Burton, when you're talking to him, you got to find out if anybody has offered him, if he's got some offers, or maybe we have bad information.
Well, play is going to go to the right side. It's not a Burton this time, but result the same as finding his way is Isaac Carson, the freshman tailback.
5 for 5 on 2-point conversions.
That's execution right there.
Yeah, that's a whole nother touchdown, guys. That's just a whole nother touchdown.
And it's 40-18, a 22-point game at this point. It's been competitive, but here's the thing is what really set it apart was those touchdowns at the beginning of the game, because it was back and forth, and a lot of the numbers end up being in the same vicinity, but the turnovers favor Mansfield. The 2-point conversions favor Mansfield. And so because of that, we're starting to see this margin widen because they're going back and forth. But
yeah, that Fordyce team is beat right now. I was watching before that play, Kyle Randall for Fordyce, their linebacker. Man, he was trying to get everybody fired up. He was telling them, they're not in the end zone yet. Let's get a stop. Next play, touchdown. And you can just see the heads drop, shoulders drop.
Yep.
It's hitting home now.
The Burton's burying Fordyce here in the fourth quarter of the 3A championship game. We've got one more coming your way tonight. 4A title game as this one's fair caught at the 32 with 6:43 to go. The Redbugs will try. And they've had a lot of possessions. The problem is because they're giving up touchdowns in quick succession. So Ellison will come back out.
You mentioned it in the pregame. The points Mansfield's been putting up in the playoffs, scoring 50s, in the 50s. And this was a game I was like, well, that's not going to happen today because of these offenses and these defenses. And you look up, they've scored 40 points.
Well, your normal fullback or in this offense, I call it the B-back, is normally a big bruising guy. Burton is a speed guy, a strong speed guy. And so it's more explosive.
Ellison back to pass, off 1 foot, throws it, and his tailback is going to be dragged down as Andrew Burton in the backfield finds Gamble. Gamble, not much you could do there. It was a floater off 1 foot from Ellison, and so all Gamble could do was wait on it and then get buried by Burton in the backfield.
Hayden Miles came in from that left defensive end spot, and he was there about the time the ball came in the shotgun formation. He got there quickly, and it just – with the pressure on Ellison, with Cadillac on the one leg, it's just he had to get rid of it.
Cadillac Ellison's throw for 395 yards today. He's back to pass, has to rush this one, and then Gamble gets crushed again as this one's behind him. Gamble's been on the wrong side of a couple bad throws by Ellison the last two.
Well, and that's kind of the problem is the linebackers understand that you're going to get a lot of underneath stuff. and the quarterback doesn't have a lot of time when he can't move, and so it's kind of easy pickings for the linebackers right now, and they're taking advantage of it.
Those Miles and Bosley in the backfield, right on top of Cadillac once again.
Well, pistol formation here. Snap taken. Ellison throws across the field, and man, does he have a cannon. Caught at the 43-yard line, just short of the first down.
Terrible spot. I mean, terrible.
That is.
He catches this at the 44, and they're marking him at the 42. He had a first down. The ball's in the air. He catches it, jumping at the 44, and they hit him and push him all the way back to the 42, and that's where they marked it. That was a first down.
Yeah, 40-18, our score. 4th and 1 coming from their own 42 for Fordyce. Ellison, talk about pure arm strength. I mean, this guy has ripped it all over the field as timeout is taken, and we've mentioned all the different ways he's had to do it. It's all arm strength. I mean, he's having to really use his arm.
His other problem with it is he's having to and that's why they're floating a little bit, too,
right?
Because he's keeping it up in the air.
That one's pretty good. I mean, from the right hash mark to the left.
Good ball, and interested to see what he's going to be like when they fix his knee.
Well, one thing he's have to learn too is the mechanics over again, because I mean, he's been playing so often like this, and he's played so much like this. He's going to have to teach himself, because I'm sure some of this might come into handy next year, Coach. Some of the be to play.
No.
But
no, there's only one Patrick Mahomes. Let's leave it at that. For all you guys in high school that think you are, no.
Well, I'm not asking to be Patrick Mahomes, but it's nice to be able to do some of this stuff. Also, he's had a couple nice of those pitches that he's made, right? You had the pitch earlier.
I tell you, though, when he gets his knee fixed, and you hope everything goes well and he has a good rehab and everything, he's going to be really – you're right. That ball that went across the field, he did rip that one pretty good.
Yeah,
he's
had multiple from the right hash to left side.
I think right now he's not a threat to run, and the defenses know that. Like on 4th and 2 next year, this guy can get 4th and 2 for you.
And he's going to be –
he's not going to run this.
Absolutely. Watch a fullback dive right here possibly.
Power eye formation, 5-23, handoff up the middle. They'll get enough for a first down. And Gamble, nice job spinning his way. I know it was a small run, but across the 45, still fighting his way. Gamble doesn't have an awesome size, but as you mentioned, Wes, those offers from multiple D1 schools shown aptitude in the tackling category in there. The rushing game has been non-existent for them. Part of that by design, part of that by state of the game. But that was a nice job, as it's 5-0. 5 and counting in quarter number 4. Ellison, hospital ball right side. Those have been tough. Those have been tough. It's the hospital screen pass.
Yeah.
The hospital pass.
Yeah, there's been a few.
The right tackle just has his hands full right now with Hayden Miles. I mean, Miles is in the backfield every single time, and he's just running around the right tackle.
You talked about the offensive line, another defensive line. So I'll call those guys out. You did the offensive line. Ethan Martin, defensive end, Bowsley, defensive tackle, or defensive tackle, and Burton, another Burton, is a defensive end also.
And so now it'll be thrown downfield. We're going to have some interference that's not called.
There it
is. It eventually does come in.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
So
it was really tackled.
Yeah.
It was another flutter ball. He stepped into it and tried to just rip it.
It got caught a little bit, kind of rotation forward.
Yeah. And
12-6 curveball there.
I can't believe the deep sideline official didn't call anything.
It
was the one down by the coaches on the other side.
He had a better angle of it and probably knew that he was going to call
Everybody on the field had an angle of that, Coach.
That's true. I was trying to be
diplomatic,
trying to be positive with the official.
But you do agree that was pass interference,
easily.
Josh? Because
yes.
last week
totally.
You didn't like the call.
Well, that's once again, if you don't turn your head around, it just costs somebody. Like, I don't mind that. But if we're playing, we're playing the right way. It's stacked on both sides. Receivers are 4:54 to go. Pressure's on. This one is going to be tipped. Almost caught. Ellison got drilled. He's down on the stomach. And I think there's a flag down there at the base of the AAA logo, right at midfield. He took a shot. And I mean, I hate to use the roughing the passer with the ball. I hate to use a sitting duck analogy, but I mean, he really is.
They've been really close. They have not been dirty. They've just taken their shots when they've had the chance, and they got one. They a little bit late right there on that shot.
By the way, that's what I would do if the quarterback is unable to move. Make sure you he feels a presence.
Boy, I tell you what, he's a tough son of a gun. He's got the knee all wrapped up, and he's back there taking shots almost every down, and tough kid.
Well, it looks like their seasons back-to-back with him at the quarterback position are going to end in, not the way they wanted to, but 13-1 last year, 13-1, and maybe 13-2 this year, it looks like at this point in time. Ellison having to step up, and he'll whip it. Harris tries to cut back, then burrows forward into the red zone, and so he'll be down at the 19-yard line, 4:39 and counting to play. Second down and about 5 coming up here.
I'm surprised they're not giving that right tackle a little help. I mean,
Yeah, they got to give Vincent Stroud, bless his heart, he is struggling a little bit.
It's the speed
the
rush has
defensive
got
end.
him.
Yeah.
They're just running right past him.
Nice turnout today, both these sides. Both bands also are wearing the traditional outfits as Ellison's back to pass. He'll throw once again. He'll rip it into the flat. Nice move to the outside, cutting 10-5 touchdown as Fordyce finds the end zone.
Stroud again.
And Stroud, if they can get him in space, man, it is effective. And nice thing for Ellison coaches, they can spread the field because of his arm strength. He can throw it to that left side and basically just isolate the wide receiver in the corner.
Oh, yeah. And that's what we talked about earlier was if they could find ways to something short and get them in space to make plays, and that's what they've done. So,
think about the good offenses that space. You see a little bit of Tennessee's offense, the stacked receivers that have become popular with those veer and shoot teams.
I guarantee you that corner hasn't seen a quarterback all year that's thrown that pass with that velocity because he's giving him cushion.
Give inside, and do they finally get a 2-point conversion? No. So it's a 2-score game with 4:10 left to go. Fordyce has not given up yet. They have 3 timeouts.
Guys, we're an onside kick away.
But the problem is that the onside kicks, they've not recovered one, and they've not got a 2-point conversion yet.
But the more you keep doing it,
and I mean,
to
further that point, Mansfield reached 24 points with 3 touchdowns.
Well, here's the crazy thing.
It's taken 4 for
Mansfield scored 5 touchdowns. Fordyce has scored 4 touchdowns.
All 2 points.
It's a 16-point game.
Yeah.
Well, 5 for 5.
Count them up.
0 for 4.
Right.
That's
count
a huge difference.
Count them up. I mean,
it's like Coach said, that's an extra touchdown.
Yep. A whole extra touchdown. Man, that's a nice position you put yourself in.
Wes, it's like when you and I do some basketball, the post-game shows and we look at things. Oh, everything was pretty even. Oh, free throws, right? One team was, 27 of 30 from the line. The other team was 15 of 24. Well, somehow
12-point difference.
Somehow one team won by 20. You're able to figure it right there.
He is going to put this ball on the left hash and go across the field again.
Once again, speaking of that, Arkansas wins earlier today on Buzz. You've got this game now thanks to HB, Darrell Young getting us on the Buzz. And then the game tonight on the Buzz. West will be over on PBS doing the game with RJ Hawk, I believe.
Yeah.
And then we'll have Jackson Braswell step into that spot where you are. Onside kick here. It's going to roll.
Got it.
It's picked up, though. At
he
the 50,
got it at 9.
49. He needed to wait a half second.
Yeah.
That was the first well-executed kick. That was one of those little hoppers. Took a nice hop for him, and he ran right to it.
That was by far,
so close.
The best one of the day.
To more of the point we made earlier, the onside, look at this thing. It's bouncing. I mean, you folks.
Ooh, that's close.
That is tight.
They're marking it at the 49, but I tell you what, it's the 49 and a half.
Yeah,
just barely.
I think it was a good call, but yeah, it was a lot closer than what you thought.
2-point conversions, and then also, even though that it didn't end up scoring many points, but that first onside kick that we saw today to be in the game for Mansfield, picture perfect. About how they were able to keep it in bounds and swarm to it. So it's been those margins that have separated these two teams because moving the football and scoring points has not been a problem for either.
I would love to see another angle of that, or another shot. That was so close.
That was close. That was a lot. I mean, that was even closer than I thought until I saw the replay. I was like, man,
because he didn't catch it with his hands. He waited as long as he could to try to catch it in his belly.
So it's 1st and 10 now from the 49-yard line, 4:10 to go. Snap taken. Handoff now left side. And nice job once again. We've seen both of the last drive, it was Burton who smashed Gamble. Now Gamble makes a really nice tackle.
Yeah, went. They had motion to the right, and they went back off the left side, right off tackle, and Gamble is right there to make the play.
Gamble's had 3 tackles, and timeout will be taken with 4:01 to go.
They're going to put 2 seconds on the clock.
So I have to ask you guys. I mean, we had Bentonville and Bryant. I mean, thought about those 2 teams as potentially even all year. They meet in the field. Bryant clearly the better side. Coach, how do you view these 2? I mean, these 2 teams, they feel more even than 16 points.
I think they are more even. I think that Mansfield has just made a few more plays. They've had less mistakes. I'll be honest with you. Some people don't realize, but a lot of times in a game, there's probably 5 plays that change the entire game.
Yeah.
And you think about that 90-yard run. That was just somebody, either a missed tackle or somebody had a misfit right there. They didn't fit a gap or something, and that's all it was. And he went 90 yards. It was easy. You talk about the onside kick. I'll be honest with you, that's one of the best plays I've seen in years on the onside kick.
Yeah.
The guy jumped up, threw it back into play on the onside kick. That was outstanding. So it's just a few plays here or there that are the difference in a game, and that's kind of where we're at. I think these are definitely the 2 most competitive.
Yep. Stole an extra possession, did Mansfield early on in this game, as Burton pummels forward all the way. The ball's loose. It's out, and Fordyce has it. Whistle was not blown.
Well, he wasn't.
Burton was trying to finish. He has not stopped. And so they strip Burton, and Fordyce with 3:56 to go and 2 timeouts has the football down 16.
Well, he goes off tackle, and he just stayed with it, and they stripped it.
Amos,
yeah, it was legit.
Not only he almost came out with it clean.
Yes, he did. Had he come out with it clean, Mansfield might have had a problem.
Yep.
Because he might have took off the other way and gone a long, long ways.
We went from potentially that being the dagger now to, hey, this is not all the way over.
No, this is not over yet.
Just yet. 3:56 to go in a 16-point football game with, once again, 3:56 to go, and the ball's on the 26-yard line. Both teams with 2 timeouts, 2 receivers each side of the formation. They're going to run the ball on first down here. Gamble's going to go up the middle.
Well, smart move by Fordyce
Harris,
right
rather.
there. Mansfield went with a 3-man front instead of their 4-man front, more of a preventive defense, and they hand that ball off, and it's a very nice game.
Up to the 41-yard line. Clock stops. Set the chains. 3:49 to go. So 59 yards away from the end zone are the Fordyce Redbugs as clock ticks now down to 3:40. Ellison, they got to go a little bit. They just seem a bit fatigued. Ellison in the gun. Takes a snap. It's low. They'll hand it off once again. Harris cuts inside. He'll get about 5 or 6. So 3:30 left to go now as clock is ticking, and nice job, Fordyce, getting them stole themselves a possession here. It's the only way they're going to have a shot.
Yep. Mansfield understands they've got to score twice, so they're not going to give up a big play right here. So they're backed everybody off.
Snap taken, play action pass. Ellison looks, pressure's on, throws deep, has a man. This one's caught. And down all the way to the 30-yard line, 25-yard line, as Tremaine Turner.
Looks like just a crosser west, deep cross across the middle. And, boy, you talk about
tough throw, too.
Wow.
He got hit, and he's stepping right.
That was all arm.
Ellison stepping to his left as he gets hit and throwing back to his right towards the sideline. He's got a hose, man. He's just got a hose. 1st and 10 at the 25. Ellison hands it off up the middle. Harris punching forward 5 yards. So
great effort by TJ Harris in the middle. He was stopped right at about a yard past the line of scrimmage and carried him down to the 4.
Fordyce needs a lot to happen. They're fatigued, obviously, at this point in time. Hands on hips at 2:45 to go in quarter number 4. They've got 2 timeouts. They need a touchdown. They need a 2-point conversion. They need an onside kick recovery or maybe a stop and then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Handoff inside now. Tripped up, it's Harris, and so clock continues to run at 2:30. It'll be 3rd down and 2 here. So time is basically, it's coming to a point where they're going to need an onside kick. They needed one in a different way before, but just in terms of actual time, they're going to need one. 2:15, 2:16, roughly left to go. Ellison back to pass, looking. Plenty of time. Had a man open left side. Decides not to throw it. He's going to wait. Throws it out of the backfield. This one's caught.
Wow.
At the 5. Harris spins. It was a floater that was caught. He hit the O button on the PS controller twice. 2 spin moves and a 6-point touchdown. 2 points away from making it a one-score
His
game.
job responsibility was pass protection and help. You asked for some help on the with the tackle there, so he went to help the tackle, and eventually leaked out of the backfield. They threw it to him, and while he was catching that ball on the right side, he spun and made an incredible catch and run for the touchdown.
It was Andrew Burton that was going for the interception, and he didn't get it, and he spins away from him. And now this is huge. Got to get this 2-point conversion.
10-point game.
To get it.
2-point conversion opportunity from the 3. Ellison back to pass. Looking. Throws.
Got it.
This one is dropped.
Oh,
He had a man wide open, and it glances off the hands of his receiver. Fordyce finally got a man open. They've been well covered on 2-point conversions all day long, and they're not able to convert that one. 5 times they've scored, and 5 times they failed to get a 2-point conversion.
That was a
I mean,
fastball and zipped it in there. Probably didn't have to because he was wide open, but that was there was a lot on that ball.
I mean, you think about this is 10-point game, 40-30, and West, I believe Mansfield, 5.
yeah.
It's swung. It's as
Totally
far
changes
as that
everything.
margin could be. One team is plus 10. The other team is not scored those situations.
Well,
credit to Mansfield for executing that area. But
here's the deal. You're down 10, and this is not a lost cause yet. If you can get this onside kick, it could change a lot of stuff.
Well, no, if you go back and you look at the possession times in this game, these teams have scored punches and bunches.
Yep.
I mean, it has been fast and furious offense. 70 total points for a game that had just 16 at the half. 2 teams have racked up 54 total points in half number 2. They've racked up over 1,000 yards of offense in the game. One team via the run, Mansfield. The other team via the pass has 475 yards and 5 touchdowns for Ellison on a torn ACL in a state championship.
Warner's the
What was it?
kicker.
Say it again.
475 passing yards, 5 touchdowns.
Warner
This
missed
one's
that
gonna
one.
bunt. It might not even get back to the line of
I
scrimmage.
he just missed that one right there.
Well, that's one of the most deflating flags you'll ever see fly is the flag after a 3-yard onside kick.
But again, we get back to the 2-point conversions. You make a 2-point conversion there, you still have 2 timeouts. We still, they still got a chance here to do something with it.
The 2-point title game, I guess you could call it.
Absolutely.
Because this was defined, and once again, it's defined ultimately by the awesome performances, the fun scoring. I mean, this was a back and forth affair,
Yeah.
but, they say, Coach, Mansfield, they've got a bit more 2-point plays, you could call them, because guess what? Their offense is kind of designed to run in situations like that.
Sure.
But still, I mean, if you're Fordyce, you got to get a stop or 2, and you've got to be able to convert at least a couple of yours. Because the thing is, as Burton takes it forward, nearly a first down, as he gets slammed to the turf hard by Amos. But even if you convert 1 or 2 of yours, or you hold them once or twice, we're still talking about a 1-score game.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But, the thing about it is here, guys, don't be shocked if Burton goes off tackle and scores here.
Well, how many yards rushing does he have? Is he
Burton
over 300?
Has over 300 yards
Wow.
rushing on the day. 27 carries for 301 and 3 touchdowns.
I'll go ask what the state record is.
I'm going to tell you guys,
I'll
he will. If they run this again, he's going to go off tackle and score. I mean, he looks like he was getting ready to score right there.
Well, we'll send it down to our man, Trip Keeter. Trip, and what a back and forth we just had in that Mansfield sideline. I'm sure they could start to feel it, but tenuous moments there after that turnover.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I like Coach's point about these 2-point conversions. Fordyce has failed every single one of them. It would have been a completely different ball game going into this last 2 minutes had they completed at least 1 or 2, but failing every single one has hurt them in the long run.
We turn to your left and ask Jack Allen what the Harding score is.
Okay, sure.
There, yeah, I'm serious. He's right there. He's
All
seeing
right.
his jacket. So tell him I wanted to.
Hey, Jack, I'm being asked by Josh Neighbors what the Harding score is right now.
7-0 Harding leads just into the first quarter. Harding's at like the 2-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Go Bisons.
Good.
There you
There
go.
we
Look at
go.
that. That's a good
Good deal.
combination there. Jack Allen, Channel 7. Coach, you know Jack?
I do not know Jack,
Oh.
but we're at CAC. We have several Harding alumni, including our own Chris Morris, and pretty excited for that team, no doubt.
Burton flies forward, first down, and that will do it. That ices the game for Mansfield. And it's been Burton all day. It's very fitting he punctuates the win with that first down pickup.
Yeah, are they going to use the last timeout? Let's see here.
They'll run it. They'll send run the clock. So, yeah, they will not take it.
I'm interested. What was it,
Yeah.
Wes?
348.
What is he at right now?
348
348
yards.
is the record.
He's not going to get it. 309. He couldn't-
485 is the record for a team, and I think they just tied it.
487. They went over
They
it.
just broke it. That's the most yards rushing in a state championship game.
Now, I don't know what their ideas are going to be here. Are they going to take a knee or not? No, they're going to run forward. Burton cuts it outside,
Now that will be the last play.
and it'll be about a 5-yard
No, we got a
gain.
minute, so we may get a couple of knees.
Yeah, Kenneth Strong, remember him?
Oh, absolutely.
He,
From
Kenneth Dixon
from Strong, yeah.
rushed for 348 in the state championship
Wow.
game. So this is the second most yards ever in rushing in the state championship
Well,
game.
you know, here's the thing. Burton would have a chance of getting that if Fordyce had held up their end of the 2-point bargain. Because if this game was a bit closer,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this game,
Yeah.
they'd still be battling it.
I'll tell you what, had they had a little bit better onside kick and he busted one, he might have done it. There you
A
go.
team that offensively
Come on, guys. Let's
smashed their competition as the knee is taken under 30 to go. They scored 50 points per game in the last 3 or 4 games they played in. They were perfect this year. They ended up running for over 5,000 yards on the season. And Mansfield is going to earn the first state championship in school history. A Gatorade bath comes for Coach Will Overton. Final score, Mansfield 40, Fordyce 30. We'll step aside. We'll come back, look at some numbers, and get our players of the game here for this 3A title game as Mansfield gets the first state championship in their program's history. Well, we had 70 points by one team in the last game we had. We had 70 points total in this game, but still just as much fun. Mansfield takes down Fordyce to go 14-0 and end their perfect season. Josh Neighbors, Jim Withrow, as well as Wes Moore here. Trip Keeter on the field. We'll hear from him in 1 second. But final numbers in this game, and ultimately it was the rushing attack that we saw. 489 yards on the ground from Mansfield in their first state championship. They set a state record in a championship game for rushing yards. Back-to-back games, we've had a record broken, Wes.
Andrew Burton, 321 yards rushing. Jeremiah Burton had 103 yards rushing. And Silas Burton had 63 yards rushing. The only
INT.
three guys.
And the INT, too.
Yeah, the only three guys to run the ball. That's 489 yards. Look at Cadillac, though. Cadillac, 28 of 43, 475 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And Jamarchez Stroud, 7 catches, 229 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
On a day where their 1,000-yard rusher, Gamble, only had 8 carries for 15 yards, they still managed to put up 30 points. They did it through the air. Impressive performance from Ellison. We'll step aside, come back, get you players of the game. Hear from the winning coach, 3A championship game. Mansfield 40 wins. They win 40-30 over Fordyce. Back here, Josh Neighbors, Wes Moore, Coach Jim Withrow, and also Trip Keeter down on the field. Want to thank Chris Holloway for producing today. Also, Darrell Young will be back tonight for a state championship game between Dardanelle and Elkins. That'll be happening at 6:30. Also want to thank all of our sponsors, Midtown Plumbing, as well as Home Hardware Center in Searcy, Roller Funeral Homes, and the Electrical Cooperatives of Arkansas for sponsoring high school sports, and high school football all season long here. Wes, this is your last game, high school game here with us on the Buzz. I'm sure we'll be discussing this one on Out of Bounds this week. Final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'll remember the rushing performance, no doubt. But the oddity of having each team score 5 touchdowns and it's a 10-point game, it's wild to me. But 5 for 5 for Mansfield, 0 for 5 for Fordyce. And, that's your ball game.
Yeah.
What if just if they get 3, Fordyce gets 3, and
game.
They stop them 3 times, they win by a point.
Yeah,
it's crazy. People are gonna see the score 40-30 and go, Mansfield beat them by double digits. No big deal.
Well,
yeah, it was almost very even.
Coach, we could have lined them up and had a 2-point derby and just figured this thing out at the start of the game.
Well, if we'd have had a 2-point derby, it would have been a shutout. But I saw Mansfield play. We had a common opponent a year or 2 ago, and I thought to myself, God, these guys are really fast and they play hard and they get after it. And I remember I would just kind of keep up with them to see how they kept doing, and they just kept winning and winning. Just, man, Coach Overton, what a great job. Yeah, he's got some players and the Burtons and the Orrs and all the rest of them, but, man, they play hard. They're well coached, and just get after it. So, congratulations to those guys, and congratulations to Fordyce on a great season as well.
Turnovers were even, 2 apiece. Fordyce had the 2 interceptions, but they picked off a pass and got the fumble late in the game.
Trip Keeter will meet with – you'll get Andrew Burton here. Find him. Find 0 there, Trip.
Where's old 0?
There we go. We got him. All right, Trip's with our player of the game.
Andrew, congratulations. You are showing off that state championship MVP trophy to me. rubbing it in my face, essentially. There's a lot going through your head, I bet. Tell me how you feeling, man.
Well, I mean, I knew that this was going to be my last time ever playing with this team, and I've been with them my whole high school career, and they're brothers to me. I got 3 on the team and a cousin, but they're all brothers to me, and it just means a lot. And the linemen did their job, and I did mine, and we came out on top.
Hey, Trip, ask him about he's all-time leader now, or excuse me, became the all-time leader. Second all-time leader in a state championship game for rushing yards.
You're the second all-time leader for rushing yards in a state championship game, is what I was just told. What do you think about that, man?
It's pretty cool. I mean, I don't care a lot about the records. It's just that we won. It's for the team and the town. That's what I care about.
This is your final game as a Tiger. What's the next steps for you?
I mean, I don't think I'm going to go to college and play. So this will probably be my last time ever playing football, and that was a good way to go out. And I'll just probably go to work now.
You have a strong community behind you. I'll let you go celebrate them. Congratulations.
Thanks, Trip. Well, guys, I mean, if he wants to, he'll have a spot somewhere. He could walk on somewhere. He could play. But, man, what an effort. And talk to Coach now. Trip's got Coach down there.
Oh, my gosh. I can't even talk right now, man.
I bet. You just had the coldest shower of your life.
Oh, yeah.
And also, this was your first trip to the state championship game as a school, coming out with the win, basically the underdogs in this one. What's going through your head right now?
I'm just so proud. I'm so proud of guys like Andrew Burton. I'm so proud of our 10